All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to After Hours with the crew. For those of you who are loyal subscribers or fellow content creators, thanks for tuning in and welcome back. If this is your first time on our channel or watching one of our live streams, welcome. And just let me introduce ourselves. We are Baggers and Brews, just three good friends who enjoy riding motorcycles and indulging in craft beer. Our channel is about all things motorcycle and motorcycle road trip related and our love of good quality beer. So if you are into either of those, you'll probably like our channel. My name's Bert, aka The Beard. I ride a 2016 Road Glide Special Velocity Red. I have been riding since 2013. I'm a husband, a father, a diehard Steelers fan, and a lover of IPAs, stouts, and porters. And with me tonight, I have my two partners in crime, Austin and George, and our special guest, Bodine 52. So now we're going to go ahead and go around the horn and let these fellows introduce themselves. And we'll start with Austin, and then we'll finish with Bodine. So...
What's up, everybody? Like Bert said, Austin here. Go by Austin R. King. I ride a 2013 Road King CVO Burgundy Blaze, and like you said, I love beer, so why not?
Right.
I'm George. 2018 Road Glide in Sumatra Brown. And it's been a long week, so no beer tonight. Went straight for the whiskey. Little local peg leg porker from Nashville, Tennessee that I had left from the last trip. So looking forward to a good time tonight with Bob.
All right.
Awesome, guys. Hey, thanks for the invite. I'm Bob. My channel is Bodine 52 if you don't know me. Appreciate the invite for sure. And I have a 2018 Ultra Limited and a 2000 Road King Classic.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Which one has more miles?
The Road King, because I bought it used.
Okay.
Okay, that counts. That counts.
It's like having two kids I love.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, before we dive in, let's we know what George is drinking. Would you say whiskey?
Whiskey.
All right. What are you drinking?
Tennessee bourbon.
I went back to the Holiday Reserve Coffee Stout from Wawa. Collaboration with you know what? I really don't know. Oh, 2SP Brewing Company did a collab with Wawa. It's really good. I found it again, and I have to get it.
Nice.
So nice.
Is Wawa a place you go to when Sheetz is closed?
Here it comes.
There is no sheets around us, Bob.
Yeah, not here either, but they're moving to Ohio. I felt pressure coming on tonight, guys, because my preference in beer is probably not up to you guys. It's this, as you may know. But understanding the folks I was in, I at least brought in the Sam Adams tonight. So
Okay. George hates the Sam Adams.
And the Coors.
All right. Well, I got something I picked up on the way home today that I've never had before, so I don't even know how it is yet. It's Three Floyds Barbarian Haze IPA from Three Floyds Brewing in Muncie, Indiana. And I got it because it came in a little box, and the box had like tanks and stuff all over it. So I immediately thought of Scouts, the military bike. Like if he's in the side chat, that's for you.
Nice.
I gotta up my game, guys. I'll tell you what. My beer game is lacking compared to this group.
It's not bad. I can deal with it. All right. Well, we're going to dive right in then, since we got that out of the way. My first kind of section of questions is just pretty much like personal stuff. If you want to just give us a little background about yourself, who you are, who Bob is.
Yeah, so I live in the beautiful, snowy, cold state of Michigan right now. Actually, I grew up here. Then I moved after school, moved to the East Coast and spent time in Jersey and PA and and Pittsburgh. I am as well a huge Steelers fan, so I was going to wear my Steelers hat tonight, but yeah, just couldn't get it real quick. So I'm married to Mrs. Bodine and have 2 grown kids, one that lives in Chicago, one that lives here in PA, and I just, like you guys, just love riding bikes.
Awesome. Did you go to college?
I did.
Where'd you go?
I went to a place called Ferris State, but I'm a U of M guy. I'm a Go Blue guy. So
okay.
Yeah, Northern Michigan, where it's even colder.
Yeah. So you're like up here.
Yeah. You know what? I got to tell you the story. When I was my first class was at 7:00 at night in the winter. And I remember the first time I was there, and the instructor says, look, if you guys can't spend like an hour or 2 every night studying for our class, you should drop now. 3 guys got up and left.
Nice.
I'm just like, that's great. I love it here already. Right?
That would have been me. Got stuff to do. So when you're not working on your YouTube channel, what kind of work do you do for a living?
I am I'm in the communication business, so audio, video stuff. Large companies like Ford and that type of stuff. We do stadium scoreboards and audio and sound and all that stuff.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's kind of stuff you studied in college then?
No, it's not. I've only been doing this job for about 1.5 years. I was in the heating and air conditioning business for 25 plus years before I took this job. So.
Nice.
Where'd you meet your wife?
Actually in DC. A college buddy of mine worked for the federal government. She was his admin. So ended up talking to her when him and I talked on the phone about going to Georgetown every Friday night, because that's pretty much what we did. And that's kind of how I met her. We went out on a blind date, and here we go.
Wow.
32 years.
Blind date, huh? Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
32 years. Awesome. What month? What's your wedding month?
October. The real deal is that she made really good cheesecake, and that's really what closed the deal.
I'm a sucker for some good cheesecake. I hear you.
That will do it.
I hear you.
Yeah. My buddy is telling me one night in Georgetown about it, and my wife at the time was pretty shy. That's changed a lot, but he's like, yeah, she brought in some cheesecake today. So next time I called him, I said, hey, when do I get cheesecake? She goes, as soon as you take me on a date. So that's how it all started.
That's awesome.
That sounds like a scam.
I say bait and switch all the time.
That's funny. Blacktop Devil, thank you for the super sticker, bud. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
So when you're not working or doing your YouTube stuff, what other hobbies do you have, or what do you do for fun other than riding motorcycles?
I'm a hunter, so I spend a lot of time in the woods from October 1 to January 1. Used to play a lot of golf, but honestly, I don't do that much anymore. It's more riding, trying to get into a little bit of photography now, but it used to be all golf and riding. Now it's
nice.
Now it's a lot more riding and a lot of hunting for sure.
That's awesome. Bell, thank you for the super chat. We're going to put any of the money we get tonight from super chats, we're going to be putting that towards the Road King repair fund.
I can smell that one coming.
We're really trying hard to get Austin's bike back on the road before this spring.
What am I missing?
Austin can fill you in. He's got some bike troubles right now.
Yeah, I have some issues coming back from Sturgis. It was pinging pretty bad and knocking and stuff like that. So I bent some rods, I bent some valves. So it looks like I haven't ripped down into it deep enough to see if the pistons are okay or not. But yeah, she needs some heart surgery.
Wow. There's new ones out now. Just so you know.
No.
We did not prep him for that. We didn't prep him for that.
No, that's not happening. That 13 CVO staying with me for a while. Even if it gets a big beast of a motor in there, is going to happen.
Yeah, I saw your video, you guys' video at the dealership. I saw you had gleaming eyes, man. You were looking. I know it.
You know
Black
what?
Road
Well,
King.
those were beautiful. Those were beautiful bikes. That Road King Special in blacked out was sweet.
Yeah.
That Road Glide, the black and red Road Glide Ultra. Woo!
You deserve one, man. You should get it.
You do. You're such a hard
Not
worker.
yet.
Before we move on, George, what do we got? You got any side chat stuff? You paying attention?
Chat is popping. We have Bell's Rides hanging out. The
Yeah.
Devils, the well-traveled Whip Meza. Make sure you check out her channel as well. Piney Princess. All of our wives are here hanging out. Stacy, Jeannie, and the Piney Princess. Hog Rider, who's drinking some Four Roses tonight. P-Mac.
Nice.
Chris Foster. We got Chassis Cerruti, who we have ridden with, and he is a Western PA guy down by York. He's got a nice CVO Road Glide. Military biker, formerly Scouse, is in the room. Anonymous Biker USA is not up to his shenanigans quite yet, but
Give him time. Give him
I'm sure
time.
he will be soon. Ozarks, James Turner, Walter Reed, North Cal Refrigeration just popped in. Brooklyn CVO, Full Throttle Hog is here.
What's up, brother?
Full Throttle Hog just put out an awesome video with Adam Sandoval
Yeah,
doing some four-wheeling through the desert. And NorCal Refrigeration's getting ready to do a big run down to Mexico this year to retire the purple suits. So if anybody has seen the purple suit, it will be retired soon.
Wow. What a group that is. Holy crap. It's like royalty.
Jeannie, we're not selling your sporty so I can fix mine. No. Love you, babe. No.
By the way, can we make sure that nobody talks to my wife about being on all mine, just in case I do something stupid, which I will, and get in trouble with? I assume that's never happened to three of you guys, right?
I don't get in trouble ever. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, the one beautiful thing is we know no matter what, with these live streams, we'll always have 3 people in the side chat watching, which is nice to know. It's good to know.
Giving you crap about something you did.
All right. So let's get into like your riding history a little bit. How long you been riding motorcycles?
You know, I actually, first time I ever rode a motorcycle was when I was in college. A buddy had one. We lived off campus, and I rode it into class for, I don't know, a month or so after I drove it into a cornfield the first time I rode it. And then really didn't start riding kind of like you, Bert, till maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, something like that.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
missed all that time.
Late start. I know. I regret that. I wish I'd have started sooner.
Yeah, and it was pretty funny seeing Bert's eyes whenever I rode into 1 or 2 or 3 times at work. He was like, "Man, I gotta get me one. I gotta get me one." Next thing you know, he had one. It was like a matter of months. He had one. I was like, "Whoa!"
Wow.
Well, you can ask the Piney Princess once I kind of get fixated on something. Probably gonna get it even if I can't afford it. So.
Yeah, you don't have to just ask her. Ask any of us. No.
Yeah. Listen,
I think that includes the Piney Princess.
Yeah. Well, if anybody else even thinks about being interested in the bike, I will start shopping for you as well because I enjoy it.
That is true.
If I ever turn on YouTube and I'm watching something about shoes or a helmet or something, my wife looks at me and she goes, "So when are we getting that? When is that showing up?" Right? No, I'm just looking. She's like, "Yeah, I know better than that."
Yep.
I have a coin phrase. I'm like, let me bounce this off you. And that's when she knows like there's going to be money spent.
We get it.
Like, let me bounce this off you, honey. We might need a couple of cardos.
Yeah, that could be in our future.
So, Cardo, if you're watching, we would love to review your product.
Yeah, we'll tag them in this later.
Yeah, what are you guys using?
Senna's.
Yeah.
which are amazing if you're by yourself, just using it for whatever the functions, music, blah blah blah, phone calls, whatever, or one other person. Man, you start adding 3, 4, 5 people in. First of all, that's if you can get 3, 4, 5 people to connect without pulling your hair out. It's not great, man. And
I gotta tell you, Bronco Ride and Harley Day Rider and I, we all met down in PA. And the first day we were going out, we were all trying to get our Sennas together while we were in the hotel, and we had the door open. And I'm telling you, I was sitting on the edge of the bed, and Bronco Ride was there, and we're all playing with our helmets and stuff. It's like 30 minutes, and one of the girls that works the front counter walks by, and then she walked by again, and then she walked by again. I'm like, guys, we got to get out of this room.
It's funny because we kind of have a similar story while we were down at the Bring It Home ride. We're all trying to connect 3 Sennas to a Cardo, and yeah, that was fun. I think it was into 11:30, 12 o'clock at night until we all went, the heck with it. I'm not going to listen to you.
So the day we set out for Sturgis, and I mean, we've probably told this story before, but the day we set out for Sturgis, we left my house, we stopped real quick at Wawa to get breakfast, gas up and all. And we somehow, we thought it was just normal because all 4 of us were able to connect. The 4th guy, our buddy John, who I don't know if he's in the side or not, but he has a Cardo. Or actually, yeah, it was 4 of us, right? Yeah.
Yep.
We weren't leaving for Sturgis. We were leaving for the Bring It Home ride, right?
Yep.
So we connected, no problem. So we rode all that day, and I believe we connected the next day, didn't we?
The next day, 2 days, yep.
The next morning we connected. And sometime in the middle of that second day, we lost that connection, and we're never able to connect him again. And come to find out, they're not even supposed to, we talked to the Cardo people and the Senna people at the New York motorcycle show, and they're not really supposed to connect.
Yeah.
It was like some dumb fluke. And then we tried the rest of that week, every day, every night, we tried to connect them together and couldn't get it to happen. And it was driving us nuts. Just pain in the ass.
And then you're riding and you're like, okay, the first guy that hits the button and disconnects us, you're dead. We're not going back there. You're off forever. Right.
We literally left them on. So, to the point where we almost lost battery and we barely used them because we were going in places and stuff and left the battery running.
Yeah.
We didn't want to turn them off.
Yeah.
I totally
real pain in the butt. We were just talking about this. I think we're due to do a product review on those pretty soon.
Yeah.
Should be a hoot.
Yeah. Again, like I said, if you're not somebody that rides in a group and you're using it for your music and phone calls,
Or
it's
one
great.
other person or 2 other people.
Or just with a spouse or whatever on another, on the back or on another bike, you're golden. They work great, but you start trying to connect more people. And we looking back, I had heard this from what's his face down in Texas. They talked about this. The guys that do the podcast. Why am I drawing a blank?
5 Dirty Bikers.
No, Between 2 Wheels.
Between 2 Wheels. What's
Okay.
What's the bigger one's name? I forget his name.
Ken.
Who?
Uncle Ken.
No, not the big guy, the bigger channel.
Bike and Bird.
Bike and Bird. Good God, I couldn't think of his name. Yeah, I think they had done something, and he had talked about it and said, they used Cardos because they had gone through the Sennas and they sucked, and that's what they said. Like just with more than a couple people, it got crazy, and I saw that, and I think I just ignored it. Yes, Chris Foster, thank you, Bike and Bird. Yep. So, so you talked about what you're riding now. What was the first motorcycle you ever bought? Was it the Road King?
It was, and actually my wife's name is Donna, by the way, and I talked to her about. I decided I wanted to get a bike. Again, 5-6 years ago, and she was dead set against it. She's like, I lost a cousin. She was, it was let's not do that, right? She's always supportive of whatever I do, but she was, I don't think I want to do that. So I said, hey, look, I'll take a class at the Harley place, right? So you feel safe. She's like, I still don't think it's a good idea. So I took the class. I said to her, hey, let's go out for breakfast on a Sunday morning. So I took her out for breakfast and by the Harley dealership at the same time, right? I'm like, yeah, I just want to look at them. Why don't you sit on this, right? And she sat on one. This wouldn't be too bad. And now she wants to go everywhere, right? She wants to take rides, kind of like you guys do. We got some plans this summer with a couple buddies too. So, but I bought I bought a Suzuki. I think it was a C50 maybe, from a guy that was a couple houses down from my sister. Just instead of buying, spending all the money on a Harley right away, I rode the thing. I paid like $3,000 for it. I rode the thing for a month. I sold it for $2,500 and I went and bought a Street Glide Special. So that was really, really my first Harley. But that's where I started riding, really.
Was your first video not off-road on the Street Glide?
Yeah, I think it was.
I think I looked back. I saw the first one on the street was the Street Glide. Nice.
You guys ever look back and go, God, I'm awful now, but I was really bad then.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Definitely. Did you ever take the rider safety course? I did. That's the course I took to start convincing my wife that it was a good idea to be good with me having a motorcycle. I liked it. I suggest anybody should take it personally. Okay. Yeah. That was my next question. If you took it, do you recommend it? I do too. I absolutely do. Absolutely. I don't know if I ever would have had the nerve to get on the street, with the bike if I didn't take that course. I mean, I think that's what took me so long before I started riding. If I'd have just got myself into that course earlier, I probably would have been riding a lot earlier. What bike did you guys ride when you took it? Do you remember what bike? I rode at Barb's. Back then they had the little Buells. Yeah.
I did it on a Honda 250.
Yeah, Kawasaki 250.
Which I did it in like July. It was 90 plus out. You got to wear, the long sleeve and this, that, and all that crap and all the gear. And fat guy on a little bike, man, I was sweating like a mother lover, man. It was, and it's not like, it's like what, mid control. I don't even know if it's mid controls. I don't know. It's like right under there. I could barely get my freaking legs bent that far to freaking. Oh man, it sucked. What's the smallest Harley bike? I forgot, because that's what I rode in the class, and I'm like you, man. I'm 6'3", right? I got size 13, 14 boot, and I'm lucky I didn't kill myself on that thing, right? So
I think the old Buells were old 250s with a big the 250s.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that you were 6'3". Yeah. Wow. I guess I've only seen you sitting down on these or on your bike. Yeah, we're all gonna have to get together and ride. Yeah, definitely. But there's some events in Michigan, aren't there? Riding events. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen this year, but there's a bunch. Wow. For sure. I mean, for those of us living in communist states, we might not have anything, but normally, I live about 15 miles from Hell, Michigan, so they have a bunch of events there. So haven't been there yet, but man, I'm dying to get out on a lot of stuff and events. I don't know about you guys. Yes. Where's that Roar to the Shore one? Is that Ohio?
Erie.
PA. In PA.
Yeah.
That's in PA. Yeah.
So we have a good buddy, Justin. He might be on here later. Are you grad? He lives in Walled Lake.
Okay. Good. He's close.
In Michigan. So
wow.
He's we've him and I have been talking about doing like the Upper Peninsula for probably as long as I've been riding. So it's
what's the hold
haven't gotten there, but it's supposed to be nice riding up there.
Yeah, we're going to definitely do that this year. I think the wife's concern is going over the Mackinac Bridge that's graded, and it'll be fine.
Yep.
It'll be fine. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And I grew up here, but I left after college. So I've lived more years away from here than I did. And I never really went up to the UP that much, let alone on a bike. So it's going to be a lot of fun. That's funny. My wife hates the graded bridges too. That's too funny. Yeah. Do you see Whit actually went to Hell and just didn't even call me. I don't know. She's like on a time limit or something.
She's doing an iron butt.
Yeah. I'm still sore about that, Whit, by the way, just so you know. That's funny.
There's a Piney Princess.
F those graded bridges.
Yeah. We have one.
mouth.
We have one over that crosses from Jersey over into Bristol, PA. It's a little bridge, but it's graded, and she hates it. There's also a few that cross over from Jersey into like around New Hope, PA.
Yeah.
that we do, fairly regularly, in the summer on like weekends, short trips, day trips, and she hates them. It's funny.
Well, I can understand the Bristol Bridge. The bridge is just horrible, regardless of what you're riding on. So I can understand that one.
Yeah. So you definitely would recommend the course. What's other than the course, what's one piece of advice you would give to a new rider?
I think it's just really ride into your expertise level. I mean, into your skill level. I mean, I think that's the biggest deal. And sometimes it's going out riding by yourself, so you're not pushed riding with other people and trying to keep up. And I know it's easy to say, but sometimes you get out there and you're like, okay, come on, I can keep up with these guys. Or
And it's probably pretty common, because I think a lot of people that get their license are probably getting it. I have to say, a lot of people are probably getting it because they have friends that ride, right?
Yep.
So they get theirs, and now they're going, right off the bat, they're going out riding with people that have been riding for years, and that's a natural instinct to try to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was for me.
Bert, it's funny you saying about how getting the bike home from taking the training class. I was the same way. I was thinking about getting a Harley, and I actually remember saying to the salesperson, like, how am I going to get this home? And she's like, you're going to ride it home after the class. And she's like, I'll follow you if I need to, but you're going to ride it home. So I went 2 exits on the street glide. It was in denim black. And it was one of those exits you pulled over and, it has a little, the area that you're not supposed to use on the road right before the light. So I thought it would be a great idea to kind of pull there and take a right at the light. I got lit up just, 30 yards from there. As a matter of fact, I think that's my channel profile picture right now, which is me. At least I got a picture, right? Getting my first ticket. I hadn't rode the bike 2 miles.
Wow.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you tell the guy I'm just a poor new schmuck that doesn't know what I'm doing?
Yeah. It was actually a lady cop. And she, I don't want to say I talked myself out of it, but I think she felt bad for me. So until she told me that, she goes, yeah, my ex-husband used to ride a bike. I used to hate it. I'm like,
you're screwed.
Here comes the ticket.
And then the whole time I'm sitting there going, how can I get a picture of this for YouTube? I don't know.
That's funny.
You started the YouTube channel then before the Street Glide.
Yeah, it was right around the same time.
With the Street Glide, okay.
Right around the same time, yep.
Yeah.
And I actually did a couple of YouTube videos when I didn't know it on a GoPro years ago. I used to go up to some mountains and do some dirt bike and quad riding. And I did a couple of videos there because it was just fun, right? I never realized I'd be doing it without a motorcycle. So I like it. It's fun. I'm sure you guys have a good time too, but I worry sometimes though that I always have it on and I'm always like, I'm out. I'll make something instead of just leaving it home and riding. That's something I got to get better at for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's. I think we all do. I mean, and it's tough when you leave it on, you ride, and you got all that footage to go through. It's I mean, I think we had our epiphany when we were at the Texas ride, and I think we first saw Blacktop Devil, and he was taking all these like short snippets here, and even I mean, he was a young channel then. I think like maybe 1,500 subs, and I was like, holy cow, this guy's not recording all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it's.
How much did you guys record when you were out with your wives? I mean, I saw all the ones you put up, but were you off a lot, on a lot? Because we're getting ready to go with Harley Day Rider and Bronco Ride. We're taking the ladies out as well, and I was real curious on how that went with the 6 of you guys.
We're on a lot, right?
We're on a lot. I think we're on a lot. I mean, here and there, we just get caught up in the moment, and like the biggest problem is just forgetting to record something that we really wish we had. But I think we're recording a lot. The girls get in it a lot. They're on. When we're riding, they're on a lot of the videos.
Yeah.
We found. I mean, like I'm trying to get them in the videos personally. I haven't really talked about this with these guys, but I'd rather they be in it more because I find that we get a lot of comments the girls are in it from the other ladies, that
Yeah.
are in here, that are either motor vloggers or just following us. And I mean, if you look at your analytics, like what do we, like 1% female followers? So, I mean, if we're going to have more females follow us, you probably need to have, the ladies in there more. They don't just want to watch 3 old fat dudes riding around. So
How do you guys deal with audio with them? Because that's what we're talking about, right? We obviously can't have 6 folks on. Did you have all the guys on and all the women on or couples on? How'd you guys do that?
So we don't have a moto vlog set up. Like you guys do.
yeah.
Oh, you
we
don't?
No, we don't at all. Yeah.
We don't. Yeah, the guys, us. We don't even have that yet. That's something we've been talking about. Buying and getting that set up this winter and having it for the upcoming year. But we haven't even done any moto vlogging, like actual legit moto vlogging, like you guys do.
Yeah, I want to do a lot less of that and kind of a little bit more of some of the other stuff going forward. But I got to tell you what, the centers are great for me and my wife because even when she started riding, you really couldn't talk much. I think they've been pretty good for our relationship. Just you can talk about a lot more stuff, right? So
Yeah, put that one up there. You saw that one, right?
Military biker.
That's funny.
Bronco ride. My wife won't shut up, so I need to forget her saying that.
What? Who's he talking about?
Bronco ride.
So I wasn't paying attention to the side chat.
And you're going to make that my problem this summer, aren't you, Bronco? Right?
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah,
that's great.
One thing, I think one thing we do, especially with the ladies riding, is a lot of them, will have a camera in their hand. I mean, Jeannie, Austin's girl, is great with, the phone. I have a lanyard where, I'll throw the GoPro around Stacy's neck and she'll, grab some stuff going. We've gotten a lot of good footage.
Oh yeah.
Footage that almost looks like you have a chase car at times because it's somebody else like filming with a GoPro and being able to follow another bike, and it's just, it's very cool.
It is cool. It's a big help.
Motor Ram. We should leave her home, Ramblings.
Yes. Yep. Maybe you might need to get a girlfriend.
George's phone number and address is.
Yeah. All right. So you said you have a Road King and an Ultra Limited?
I do. Yep.
And if you had to get rid of one of them tomorrow, which one would you get rid of?
Neither one of them.
You had hypothetical gun to your head. See that show?
Yeah, dude, that's really hard.
Which one does your wife like better?
Well, she doesn't ride the Road King, so she likes.
Okay, so you'd get rid of the Road King then?
Yeah, exactly. Sure, that's it.
Okay,
you're
on the bad list, bro.
She's not on, so that's no. You know what? At the end of the day, I would get rid of the Road King. I would. I don't want to. It's just a different ride. It's a different mindset for me when I'm riding that compared to the Limited, and it's
Yeah. This guy. I'll tell you what, man. I honestly cannot wait to ride with this clown one day.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's a trip. I can't wait to meet this guy in person.
Nothing will be monetized, that's for sure.
Oh no.
We got monetization on our live stream with him. It was
So I don't know if he knows this, military biker, Mr. Scouse. I don't know if you paid attention to the last one, but our last guest actually broke your record for Baggers and Brews longest live stream. So I don't know. You might want to get back on a live stream and regain that title because we went the distance with full throttle hog, man. That was a long stream. I don't remember what the numbers were, but it blew yours out of the water. So
it was over 3 hours, right?
Oh, it was over 3 hours.
Oh yeah, and I believe the one with military biker was a little over 2 hours, right? Like 2.5 hours. Yeah. So
holy crap.
Yeah, we were rolling, man.
I'm in my 50s, man. This is behind my bedtime already. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I hear you. Trust me, I hear you. I'm in my 40s and I'm with you. So what kind of upgrades have you done to your bike?
I've not touched the Road King yet because I really just bought it. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do to that. I just got a stage 1 on it. The Limited, I've done a stage 1 on. I put a head pipe on it, which, by the way, was the best thing in my mind I ever did. Just some words of advice from some people who are a little smarter at putting bikes together than I am. They're like, dude, with your riding, you have a stage 1 on it. Just get a head pipe on it. Don't worry about all that other stuff, right? So, maybe a cam down the road, but it does what I need it for. I'd love a picture of that, anonymous on the back of your bike, by the way.
Nuts to butts. Let's go. Come on, Stevie. You're a little fella, dude. I won't even have to adjust the shocks.
Yeah, if you guys go search through the Baggers and Brews archives, you will find that somebody else was on the back of Bert's bike.
I knew he was gonna say that.
That's not right, dude.
Who was on the back of my bike?
Really, dude? Really?
Oh. Yeah.
Really, we're freezing our ass. It was like Dumb and Dumber. It was so cold.
That was intentional. I think he peed on me. He said, I got to pee. I said, just go.
Just go.
Hey, Austin, is it bad that he doesn't even remember, dude? You must have.
I know. I thought it was memorable.
Well, I was trying to think real world, but that was like intentional for a Christmas
true.
video. So I forgot about that. Yeah. That was
Still, it had meanings.
One of my best filming days. I was like, wow, this is going on YouTube, and I'm not on that bike. It's the best thing.
That's taking one for the team. You guys are doing that on purpose. I just got to say.
Yeah.
That
would have been worse if like he
was our Christmas
broke
special
down
2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no doubt. So of all the things that you have done to let's say the Ultra, what's your favorite upgrade, mod, just little addition?
I put 10-inch mini apes on it. It's the best thing I did. Out of everything I've done with the bike, that was by far the best thing, just for not only riding, but turn radius, everything.
Oh, yeah. No joke.
The first time I had them put on, I rode and I went to turn around at a gas station. I'm like, oh, crap, I can't believe I've not done this earlier. So no doubt that. I'm still trying to decide because my Road Glide is stock other than a stage 1. I don't like the bars, but I've told myself I'm not going to do anything to that bike, but we'll see how that goes.
Right.
And you put the Clockworks 10-inch, right?
Yeah, Chromeworks.
Chromeworks.
Yeah.
Real quick shout out to Bearded Bobber from the West Coast.
Yeah.
We don't get to see him on our lives a lot, but thanks for tuning in, bro. Appreciate it.
Oh, Throttle Down Under's on too.
Absolutely. Throttle Down Under. Yeah. We got a lot going on there in the side chat.
Yeah.
Busy over there. Trying to keep up.
It's the military biker, anonymous biker, sideshow right now. It's
I mean, between him and Anonymous, yeah, definitely. That's funny.
Yeah.
What was my next question? I lost my track here.
Well, Bearded Bobber said, I'm trying to watch and work. Hey, bro, if I remember your line of work, I don't think you should be watching and trying to do what you do, bro.
Yeah, I hope you're working on a video, not somebody's arm.
Yeah, please.
Holy crap.
As long as it says Baggers and Brews, we're good, though.
I was going to ride out there and get a tat, but I think I'm not going to now, based on
Matt said he put 14-inch KSTs in his Road Glide. I got the 14-inch Clockworks clip hangers on mine. It's a nice size for the bike. I mean, it made a huge difference, the bars.
Yeah.
And I was going to go with 10s, and these guys, talked me into, going to the 14. I couldn't be happier than I did.
Definitely.
Yeah. You know what? I think the 10s work good on the Limited because we spun them up a little bit, and they're right at the top of the fairing, right? I don't get anything. But you can't put 10-inch on a Road King. I mean, you just can't do that, right? It's got to be at least
14 the minimum.
Yep. So
yeah. Definitely.
I think that can happen at some point.
Is there anything you've thrown on the bike, put on the bike, even if it's just something little that you don't like, that you want to change or regret putting on there?
I don't think so.
No. That's good.
I I don't think I guess I bought one of those. What's the Ciro Big Super Cups?
Big ass cup holder.
Yeah.
So I decided to put the big ass cup holder on the back for my wife, right? Because I wear a full face helmet. I'm like, I don't know, I'm going to drink with this anyway. I'll put it back. So when I was going to meet the other two guys, I decided to put a big Yeti, in the cup holder in the back, going, okay, when I stop, I'll get something to drink, right? I got halfway into Ohio. All of a sudden, I'm hearing clink, 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 and I look in my rearview mirror, and the Yeti's going boom, 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 boom.
Oh boy. Oh man.
So
That sucks.
did you get the big one though, or was it the medium?
No, it was the smaller one.
Okay, I was going to say the big one does hold the Yeti.
Yeah. So I actually took it off and I actually put it on the front. I still got to figure out how to take a drink with a full face helmet, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Sucking a straw as you're driving on the highway is kind of weird.
What do you guys put on your bikes? Anything that you
Well, I mean, you like your handlebars. Austin's done a bunch. Austin's done the most to his bike. So, what's your favorite mod, Austin?
What's my favorite mod?
Yeah.
Well, as mod wise, I mean,
That tire?
yeah, I do like my Carlini 14-inch gangster.
Is it the pencil that you've installed into the motor?
No, I have that as a chain now, though, for memorabilia. Yeah,
You don't know.
advice: do not use a pencil when you're trying to find top dead center on a bike while trying to turn it at the same time. It will get caught and it will drop in the cylinder. Don't do it.
Good to know. It's good to know. If ever I find myself in the position where I'm doing that, which I won't, I'll remember that.
You will, because you'll be asking me to do it anyway. So
Yeah, no. I love you, bro, but you're not messing with my motor. Just saying.
Jersey's too far for me to ride. Sorry, man. I will tell you, there's a guy, Dan Osborne, asked me about the Mustang seat. I would think, other than that, the Mustang seat for me has been the best thing that I rode, because when I bought the Ultra, the only thing I didn't like about it is I felt like I was sitting on the tank. And as soon as I bought that seat, it's like I got another bike. So
you actually tried the tall boy first, if I'm not mistaken, and then was able to return that, right?
I did. You know what? I put it on as a demo.
Yeah.
Right. And rode it, and I just liked it so much because it sat me back. I'm like, screw it, I'm going to order one. So I ordered one, got it, put it on the bike, rode it for a day, and I'm like, I don't like this. So fortunately, I was able to send it back, and then just bought the Mustang, and it's been a great seat.
Yeah, I mean, a seat. I mean, I put the hammock on mine, and I couldn't be happier with the seat. I mean, it's great to, pull a long day and not be, sore at all from sitting on that seat.
Yeah,
I put a Mustang solo seat on my Heritage, my last bike, my first bike. I liked it. It was super comfortable. I think the biggest. I mean, I haven't done a lot of like big mods or upgrades on this bike yet because it came with so many of the things that I already wanted. So I think my favorite upgrade or mod is the Ciro mini floorboards that I have on my highway pegs. They just are so comfortable. They give me all that space to stretch my legs out. They're amazing for long rides, just all the different spots I can put my feet in. So that's probably my favorite. Now, that leads me to my next question. What let's say kind of big mod, not talking about cup holders or phone chargers. What next big mod are you looking to do to your bike, if anything?
After doing the stage one and the head pipe, probably not anything really big at this point. If I do something to the Road King, I guess that'll be the question at the end of the day. But I really don't have, at this point, anything planned.
Okay, nothing planned. But if let's just say you could do whatever you wanted to the Limited, what would you do?
Probably cams.
Yeah, that's. Did John do cams? John did.
John did cams.
Fat front tire. You said, Austin.
Front tire.
And some suspension, maybe, right? But
so that leads me to what I was going to say. That's what I have next on my list. That's the top thing, and that's what I'm saving my pennies for right now is some suspension.
What are you going to go with? You thinking?
if I was going to do it tomorrow, it would be the Legends, unless something changes my mind between now and the time I do it. It would probably be the Legends suspension.
Yeah. Bronco Ride just got his on his Street Glide Special.
I saw that. That's why I think I commented on his video asking him how he liked it, because that's what I'm leaning towards right now.
Yeah.
What about you two, knuckle draggers? What do you got? What are you looking to do next to your bikes?
I mean, suspension is really, is next on the list. I mean, I'm not sure what direction, if I'm going to be Legends or Olins.
You like the Olins, right? Yeah.
Maybe even Fox. I mean, they've got some stuff coming out that looks really cool. I mean that, and I'd like some hard lowers.
Excuse me?
I'd like some lowers.
Oh, I just heard hard.
I know you did. Got excited.
What? What kind of channel do you think this is, George? What about you, Austin? Other than fixing your bike, so I know you got nothing really planned because fixing your bike is priority. But if you were to do an upgrade, what would it be?
It's
other than the upgrade, you're looking to do an upgrade while you fix the bike and what's broken. But like other than that, like
suspension. Definitely need to do suspension. Yeah, Legends. That's going to be my next one.
Yeah. So I think we all realized coming back from Sturgis and the route we took back and the roads that we were on through
Iowa.
What was after Iowa?
Illinois.
Maybe it was Illinois. I don't know. But we hit some roads with some stretches of road that were just complete crap, man. And it was painful. Every one of those bumps hurt. So that's when I knew, like, I need to freaking get some suspension.
And your wife ride her own bike, right? You guys did any two up down there or not?
These guys two up.
Okay.
But not there and back. When the trip there and back, the ladies were our chase car in the minivan. Yeah. But I don't do little to no two up. These guys, other than those long trips like out to Sturgis or whatever, they're always two up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So and after putting my bike back together last winter, she started complaining about hard bumps and stuff like that, and I come to find out all the bushings are shot on the suspension mounting points, and they're the progressive 944s, I think they are, the 13 or 11 and a halves, and they're shot bad.
Yeah. Mine feel okay now, but her and I haven't done any long ride together, so I see it coming, right? Which is this is pretty tough, right? So
yeah. I found out shortly after buying my first bike that I'm married to an alpha female, so her riding on the back wasn't going to work. So I don't have to worry about two up.
Whatever works, right?
Hey, whatever makes her happy. All that matters.
I mean, all of our Sturgis riding was two up, and it was funny. We were going through Custer, and there was like this little hill in Custer, and Stacy was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And all I could think to myself is, "We're about to get on Iron Mountain Road." that was nothing. Like
there was a lot of whoa, whoa, whoa on that ride.
Yeah. So we did both Austin and myself. We did Iron Mountain Road two up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not, we were talking about Jeannie, how she does the video. And cameras and stuff like that. One bad thing to do while you're taking a hairpin turn or a switchback is do not face the other way trying to video when you're trying to go the opposite.
Yeah.
Trying to turn and all I feel is the bike going back the other way. I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm going to be riding solo here in a minute if you don't stop that, right?
Yeah.
They need to have a passengers course, right?
Yeah.
To teach the passengers what the heck they should and shouldn't do. I don't know.
We had one couple of us had a 360 camera, and for a passenger, we got some really great footage.
Yeah.
All she had to do was hold this 360 camera, basically, on a stick, and it recorded everything. It was really awesome.
You guys like those?
The 360s? Well, I mean, you can't use them all the time. I think there's a place and an edit to use them. I mean, there were some cool shots of Buffalo that we got going through Custer that were neat from the 360. And on Iron Mountain Road, I think one of the things, when you have a camera strapped to a bike, two of the things that I think are the most understated are weather when you're in the rain.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're on a steep, twisty road, it doesn't always translate to the camera. And with the 360, I feel like I was able to edit it around and actually give the viewer a feel of what that turn was like, how it wrapped around. And Iron Mountain Road is a pigtail that wraps around underneath itself. And to do that with just a GoPro strapped to a helmet, I don't think you could get that effect. Dad Matt has a 360 that he straps to his, he says he straps it to his sissy bar. So I think, they have their niche. Would it be my only camera? No.
Yeah. Shout out to Robin, the Lady Biker. Been watching her channel a lot lately. She's got a good channel, and we only have a handful of chicks that ever get on here. So good to have another lady in the side chat. So thanks for tuning in.
She's pretty awesome.
Good stuff. Yeah. Love the women rider channels, man. They have some good channels.
I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of Harley Day Rider and Bronco Ride and bring Whit and Robin on weekly. Is what I've been trying to do. But
just tell those guys to kick rocks. I mean,
it's really that easy.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Bronco Ride's in the chat. So hey, dude, I love you, but you're out.
It's called.
He did it.
It's called show business, not show friends. Gotta go. The channel needs a change.
Yes. Hey, Whit says she's in, so we're I know Robin is.
There you go.
We're good.
There you go.
Oh, no love.
There's a whole handful of lady YouTubers that you could replace them clowns with, right?
Yep.
That makes me think, and we were talking a little bit about it. The three of you guys are good friends, and I'll tell you what, the three of us are super close friends too. How'd that all start? You guys work together? I know I saw it on one of your videos, but
yeah. So I'll take the lead on this, and you guys jump in where you feel the need. I went to high school with George, but we really weren't friends in high school. I think we played football together, but we didn't really run in the same circles. Mm-hmm. And after high school, I didn't see or hear of George again for years. Austin, we started working. He came to work where I worked, and we worked together, starting in 09?
09, yeah.
It was. So I had worked at the place where we worked since 01. I left, and my wife and I moved to Texas. We were down there for a year and a half, 2 years, and then decided to come back. So I was able to get my job back. So the day I started my job back, it was Austin's first day at that place too.
Wow.
So we, worked together, and then eventually started hanging out and whatnot. And then when I got, Austin had his bike. Mm-hmm. I wanted a bike, got a bike. When I first got my bike, I had posted something on Facebook about how I was going to go down to the Wildwood Word of the Shore rally. And then George responded that he always goes and he's planning on going. Do you want to meet up and ride down together? And that was the first time I had heard from him since high school. So that's probably 2013, 14, somewhere in there. Mm. Hadn't seen him since 94.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, sure. I didn't know really where I was going. I just knew I wanted to go. So he rode down here. We rode to Wildwood together. And then after that, we started hanging out a lot. His wife and my wife got along and became friends. So we started hanging out all the time. So, then we just started riding, and then that just kind of, the two of them commingled because they both, hung out and rode with me. So they met each other through me, and we just started hanging out all the time.
That's cool. That's real cool.
Did I miss anything?
Yeah. I mean, I used to go to Road to the Shore every year, and the guy that I used to ride down with, coming back the year before, it was a bad hurricane, and he went down on the Parkway. Wow. And he's still off a bike. I mean, he's fine. He had hip surgery, but he just never got back on a motorcycle. And the next year I was like, well, I'm going to go down, regardless of whether I'm going to go down with or not. saw on Facebook that Bert was going down, and I think on your page, I think Tim was, Bert's brother-in-law was on there as well, that he was going. So it was, a couple other people, and we just rode down, and I kind of missed that rally, how it was back in the day.
Yeah.
It kind of unfortunately got, destroyed by such a huge 1%er, population, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, it's the town had just had enough. And we definitely miss it. It was like in our backyard. It was always an easy way.
So easy.
Ride down for the day. It was really nice.
Yeah.
So, but I think our new local love is Delmarva and Ocean City. I mean, we didn't get there last year, but that is it's in Bronco Ride's backyard.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd be nice if they actually have it this year. It'd be nice to be able to meet him.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's not that special, just so you know, guys. But
I know. It's nice to put a.
We're the same way, man. If one of us needed a buck and we had a buck and that to our name, we'd give it to him, right? So our wives get along great. We're all super close buddies, and we're fortunate that way. It's funny you're talking about OC. I never went to the event down there, but I spent probably 15, 20 years in Baltimore. Both my kids were born there. We went to Ocean City every year, stayed in the same condo for 2 weeks. It was just off the boardwalk. Awesome. It was just great time.
Once you find the spot, it's an awesome spot. It really is.
I think it's changed a lot since I was there, but we love it. Haven't been down there in so long.
Yeah, just to elaborate on that, like I'm sure it seems like if you watch our stuff consistently, like you're probably thinking, they got to be together all the time to do, film this stuff and whatnot. But the reality is we're together a lot more than that, because we pretty much do like everything together, as far as like if it's a holiday, like we get together, we do Christmas together, we do Thanksgiving together, we get together just to hang out and go out where it's not filmed, it's not even for the channel. Like we just the six of us, the three of us and our wives, we hang out a lot. Like there's times where I'm like, Carolyn, we can't do anything with them this weekend. I do not want to see them this weekend. It's too much.
You're the only one. I thought I was the only one that felt that way.
No.
I'm glad to know it's mutual.
Robin and Whither may be an opening on this live.
Yeah, right. Whit just said she's already got her own live stream thing going, man. She doesn't have time for anybody else's stuff, especially like some
She's killing it, isn't she? Just watching her iron butt, I'm just like, she is 50 times tougher than I am, man. That was pretty incredible, wasn't it?
Whit's got a great channel, and to see like where her channel where it started and where it's come from and where it is now is unbelievable. It's really, she has really grown.
Yeah.
Not only as a rider, I mean, we've seen her grow not only as a rider, but as as a vlogger. I mean, it's been really cool.
Yeah, you could see that with her early though. When we had her on our show, I was like, we got to get her on before she won't talk to us anymore. So she's
big timing you now.
No, she still comes in with high, so she's pretty awesome though.
Yeah, I think I think people just want to, like, when it comes to these motorcycle channels, I think people really just want to see like genuine, like real people. They want to see how you really are. If people feel like you're putting on a front for the camera, I don't think you're going to get them to watch. So that's the thing. Just being real in front of the camera, be you,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's funny. When I first met Jack, I always followed and watched his channel, and that's back when I was living in Pittsburgh, and we decided to meet up with our wives. I remember at the time I had 9 subs, and I joked that I had 8 subs. They were family and Jack, right? But I remember the first thing he said to me after he was busting my chops before we even got out of the place that we met, giving me shit. So I knew we were going to get along good, right? Was just be yourself. And we did a video that day of the 4 of us, and it was just freaking hilarious and so much fun that, you can tell you guys got to be genuine. You can see it in people if they're not.
Yeah. Yeah, that was. We were hanging out riding for for the longest time and just having a good time. And, day stuff around here, bar hopping, going to all the different bars, just kind of riding around, just cruising the Pine Lands and Pine Barrens and whatnot. And just, I think the three of us had a good chemistry, just laughing and joking and, busting each other's balls and whatnot. And just kind of figured, I think people would have fun, hanging out with us, watching us make fools of ourselves. So why not give it a try?
I will tell you that I'm sorry, man. That's one thing that kind of sucks is I moved out of Pittsburgh. So Jack and I rode together. And then obviously I had met Colin. We're just so far away that, we're trying to make sure we get together once or twice a year. But, you guys get to do that. It's a cool thing because we're the same way. We're buddies during the week and we shoot stuff off each other, talk about family shit. So we're all pretty close friends.
Yeah, and that sucks not being able to ride with them all the time, right?
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
still trying to figure out how we're going to keep this going when I move to Florida.
Hey,
Zoom chat, biatch.
I'm going to be following, so I don't know, man.
I'll still be here plowing snow.
We got to work on Stacy, man.
I'm ready to go.
Just make sure you got a guest room, brother. Just make sure you got a guest.
Yes, definitely. As we roll into the second hour, I still got a lot more questions for you, but this is that portion of the show where I have to step to the side for a minute. So I will let George and Austin talk to you for a second. I'll be right back.
Where are you going, man?
Oh, he's old. He's got he's old. He needs a stadium buddy for our live streams. It's
You know what we started doing if Colin or Jack had to get up, they would take it off camera. And all I would do is I'd make sure we panned to them full size, right? So we could see their empty chair when they came back. So
now that's funny. So you mentioned suspension. What do you like the suspension, the stock suspension on your bagger? Or
if I was riding by myself on that, I don't know that I would spend money on it, honestly, because I don't feel like I have that big of a problem. But I haven't done any, I got 11, 12,000 miles on it. I haven't done any real long rides on it yet, probably to know better.
Have you done any real challenging roads on it?
Yeah, some, and it hasn't really bothered me that much. I mean, it's not that first thing that sticks out at me, but I know with a couple big trips planned this summer where we're going to put a lot of miles on, and with the wives, I think that I'm going to find out real quick.
Yeah, it's now. Are you guys going up on those trips?
We are. We are going to if we can convince Mrs. Bronco Ride, who seems to be wavering just a little bit, but yeah, that is the plan.
Is this
I missed the plan. What's the plan?
Are you guys going to Sturgis?
No, we're not. We haven't finally decided. We're gonna go down into Tennessee, Smokies somewhere.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
I'm on there.
Yeah, we're gonna go down and do that, and then at least myself and Colin and Jack are gonna go to. I guess there's an event June 11, 12, 13 by a guy by the name of Mr. G. So a bunch of people are going down to that event. So just an opportunity for us to get away. The three of us kind of meet up. We did what you guys did. We just rented a house, 20, 30 minutes away, and then 3 or 4 weeks later when we get back, then we'll bring the girls with us. So should be fun.
Nice.
That sounds like a good time.
House is the way to go. I mean, anybody going to Sturgis. I mean, Bert put in work, really organizing our Sturgis trip. And, I couldn't imagine staying in some of those campgrounds, like with the amount of riding that we were doing, and how cold it got at night. I mean, I don't know, maybe it wasn't as cold like down in Sturgis as it was where, we were up in the, Black Hills up in Lead, but it got cold.
Yeah,
it did.
To be 10, so
camping to my wife is called the Hilton or the Hyatt. So
I'm with her. I'm with her 100%.
Yep, same here.
Yeah. I can't do that tent stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to move on a little bit and talk about. Before I move on, we were talking about your bike. We were kind of in that category, even though we were all over the place. Yeah. Quick question. Money's no object. What motorcycle would you be riding?
Probably the new CVO. I love the Ultra, so probably a new CVO.
Did they make a CVO Ultra, or is it just a Street Glide?
Dang, really?
Same thing, really.
Oh, I know it's basically the same thing, but I just wasn't sure. Yeah,
that's probably where I would go. It's funny. I've done so much stuff to my bike I'm not going to ever trade my bike in. One is paid for. Both my bikes are paid for, so I love that. But then all of a sudden you start looking at the new colors and you look at the new bike, and I'm sure that's a whole different question and conversation. But I found myself looking at them the other day, and I'm like, "Don't do it, Bob. Don't do it." Right? So don't do it.
What about you, George? I know we've kind of talked about this, but just since people inside chat want to know.
Money, no option. I mean,
yep.
I like the CVO thing, but maybe CVO trike. Who knows?
Wow, you're just jumping right to that at 45 years old?
Not yet, but I did think Bob almost spit out his beer. Now they came out with that CVO. They had a CVO Ultra last year that they came out with. That bike was a nice bike.
Yeah.
It's they're real nice. I like them.
Yeah. What about you, Austin?
Me, I would have to go with probably one of the custom Fury bikes. Anything by them is just it's Fury Customs.
Where's that?
Or 405 boys. Anything from them too.
Southern Country Customs is what they're called.
I would have to go for one of them.
That's where I would go.
Yep.
Down in North Carolina.
Big fat tire, airbags, the whole shebang.
Oh yeah. Custom paint jobs.
Yep.
When it comes to dealers, motorcycle companies, I think Harley with their paint does a great job, especially their CVOs and whatnot. But I don't know if you ever heard of Southern Country Customs.
I have.
North Carolina. They have a YouTube channel, they have an Instagram, all that stuff. But if you see their stuff, they have a paint guy, man. Their paint is freaking killer. It's unbelievable. It's amazing.
Crazy.
What do they call it? Like I forget what he calls it all the time. Something wet something. Something wet. It looks like it's not dry. Like it's so nice, but that's where I would go to. But their bikes are pretty expensive. Yeah. Wow. All right. So moving on to your channel, Bodine 52 on YouTube. What made you want to start a YouTube channel?
To save on therapy. That way I didn't have to go to therapy. I could just get on and talk to myself. So,
okay.
Getting aside, it was starting to watch, just a couple different YouTube channels, and then meeting Harley Day Rider. I think that's probably what got me started doing it. So I'm like, that kind of looks fun. Let me try it and see if it's, if it works or not. So
this was when you were in the Pittsburgh area?
Yeah. Yep.
What? Yeah. Not related, but how did you become a Steelers fan?
First of all, I grew up in Michigan. So I learned when I was young, my dad used to say, never fall in with the Lions, they'll break your heart. So I took that up and never did. Mm-hmm. So, and then I did spend a couple years in Pittsburgh. So I was really always a Steelers fan when I was a kid. I was a Ravens fan for years because I lived in Baltimore, but I realized the error of my ways.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
Wow, I hope you repented.
Oh, I did.
It's some sort of animal sacrifice or something to cleanse your soul.
Yeah, I'm not Catholic, but it's the only time I went to a Catholic church and went into one of the boxes and said,
confessional. Yeah.
Right. And how do I get better? So
yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't booted you yet.
Listen,
I'm a Steelers guy now.
I mean, that's whew.
Yeah.
Wow.
A little bit. Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. Moving on. and so your channel started about 4 years ago, right?
Yeah, but I've only been doing motor vlogs just under 2, really. So a lot of the stuff when I first started and opened up a channel was just some quads at Hatfield McCoy Mountains, right? So I think it's just been under about 2 years that I've been doing moto vlogs. So
years. Okay. All right. Well, what's your, I don't know, like, what do you want to get at it? What's your kind of vision for your channel? Like, where do you hope to go with it?
Yeah, you know what? When I first started, it was more of the, hey, this is fun. Let's just see how it goes. And I really didn't have any serious goals, right? I mean, I think when you first start off, you're always like, yeah, it'd be cool to get 1,000 people, right? 1,000 subs so you could get monetized. And we all know that we're really rich on that, right? So, so then it was, a little bit of it is you just start meeting friends. I mean, two of my best friends are Colin and Jack. And that's really what did it, right? You meet those guys, and we've met so many people. Hell, we wouldn't be on together, right? And get to know each other, and I think that's what really started it. I think I want to do things a little bit different on the go forward, right? Add some stuff to it, but that's really why I did it. You start meeting so many people that you're like, this is pretty cool community, right?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's a community that just over a year ago we didn't even know existed. Yeah. Right before the Bring It Home ride, we had no idea. I mean, honestly, before so what was it, 2019, September, Ocean City, Maryland. Like we had, I don't even know if we had 100 subscribers. We had just started and went to the Ocean City, Maryland rally, and then all of a sudden George was talking about how some YouTubers are like talking about us on their live stream. And we're like, what? So we found a spot to pull that up and watch that. We got all excited with our 100 subscribers, right? Like, and had no idea like this community was out there. And then sure enough, like getting involved and going down to Texas for the Bring It Home ride. Then we found so many cool people that we got to meet. I mean, we've told this story before on here, but it's just like it still just boggles my mind. Like and I'm not a people person. Like I mean, I grow my beard and try to look mean and hope people don't talk to me because I don't want to talk to anybody. But
they do. They have to.
But they want to talk to me.
They all come to him.
Like I'm
we
a
need
magnet.
To see the big bearded guy is mean. Or
I'm a magnet. I don't know. So, but then going down and getting this channel, which kind of has brought me out a little bit, and then meeting people that are doing the same thing and riding and in that community, like, and a lot of good people, man. It's just really cool. Like we've met so many people through this that I think we'll be friends with for the long haul. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you guys, when you first started, did you have a big jump at a certain event or anything like that? Or you kind of grew gradually, or was there something that kicked you off?
Bring It Home, we had
Bring It Home.
Bring It Home was.
I think we left for Bring It Home with maybe 150 subs and came out of that with maybe 300 or something like that.
Yeah.
And that was like the jump that, kind of started things rolling. And then we were like, if we keep consistent, we'll see what it does. And then we broke that 1,000 point, got to Sturgis. That's how long it took us. Got to Sturgis.
It was a grind.
It was a grind to 1,000 for us, definitely. I mean, people are like, oh, you guys are growing so quickly. Man, it was a grind.
Yeah.
It didn't feel fast at all.
Yeah.
We got the Sturgis, started putting out the Sturgis vids. And then we started not only to grow a little bit more, but we started to get more viewer interaction, which is what changed the game.
Yeah.
I feel like that starts to happen around that 12 to 1,500, sub mark, where it's like there's enough people watching you that they reach out and they say, hey, what's up? And they start leaving comments and, that definitely changed. So, I mean, that's still something we're, kind of getting into.
Definitely.
The military biker. Who else?
I came back from Sturgis with 250 subs. Golly.
It's funny that you guys say that. So I went to Bike Week in Daytona a couple years ago, and I just did a video every night. I remember my wife was so pissed off. I would just sit in the condo and put up a video because there wasn't a lot of people that could make it down. I'd wake up the next morning and have 1,000 people look at it overnight, or 2,000 people look at it overnight, and that's what kind of kicked me off. Kind of like you guys, some sort of event, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when we hit the first big milestone, we hit 10,000 views, and I was like, holy cow, 10,000 people have watched these.
Crazy, isn't it?
These videos, and I don't know, we just are tearing through another milestone. Like, where are we at right now, Bert? Like
2,600 we just hit today.
well,
I mean, it's funny to think, how that's so huge. Like, we're like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. And, it's a big deal for us. And yet, like, we're so small in the grand scheme of YouTube. You know what I mean? But I mean,
over 175,000.
The reality is
So, yeah.
this I don't know, you call it genre or whatever, this community that we're in for YouTube, like, the reality is there's kind of a cap on it. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so many people that ride motorcycles in the world, so we're not gamers, we're not some of these channels where they have like unlimited like potential as far as subs go.
Yeah.
Even like I've noticed just through things that I'm interested in, like the people that have RVing and traveling channels, like their numbers are ridiculous compared to ours. Like, apparently there's a whole lot of people interested in RVs and traveling, the US.
Or sailboats, or people that run on sailboats and live on.
Really? Is that a big one?
It's like RV or more. Those are the other two type of channels that some of them that I'll look at, and especially the ones that just sell everything they got, buy a sailboat, and sail all over all the time. Right?
Wow.
So,
no joke. I didn't know that because I hate boats, so I wouldn't have known that.
I just need a friend with a boat. I don't want a boat. I just want a friend with a boat, right? So
yeah,
they're more expensive than motorcycles.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So just to the point of here, Salty and Sprinkles, like, they're another up and coming channel. It's a husband and wife duo. I don't know if you've seen them.
I have,
but it's like they're at that 600 sub mark, and that's like totally I can remember, like, and it's not that far ago, but just remembering the struggle and stuff. So, like, again, just saying, Salty and Sprinkles, if you guys ever want to come on as a guest on our channel, just hit me up, man. We love doing, we're not just looking for the big names, is what I'm trying to say. Like, we're down with helping out all the people that are trying to get going in this thing.
Yeah, people helped us, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Gotta pay it back.
And we say all the time, well, forever be grateful for Geared Raven and Dirty D's, talking about us on their live stream. Like, at the time, we didn't even know who they were, but they were giving us a shout out because they had seen, a couple of our videos and thought they were good. So they gave us a plug. And that was probably our first boost. It wasn't as big a boost as, like Bring It Home was, but that was probably like the first time we got a boost where, like, oh, we got mentioned on there and all of a sudden we got a bunch. So all for like having this, this up and coming people on here and talking to them and getting to know them, because that's, share the wealth, man. There's plenty of views out there for all of us. Right?
You know what? I'd rather have a smaller channel and a lot of good friends and interaction and stuff than I would to have a million subs and know 2 or 3 of those people, right? I don't know how you.
Well, I mean, a million subs is probably some good money, but
okay, let's go back to 100,000 subs.
100,000, yeah. I'm with you now.
It's funny, we joke and Bert's like, I don't know, what's the goal? And I'm like, maybe we'll get some free beer,
I mean, originally, well, first of all, when George brought up doing a YouTube channel, and I'm like, yo, like, no. Like, I dropped out of public speaking in college. Like, I don't know. No, thank you. I'm good. I'm good on that. He's like, well, I just want to document this trip to the Bring It Home ride, so that we have it, for us. And I'm like, all right, man, like, if you want to do it, but no promises here, like, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do in front of a camera, but yeah.
I know what I can do though. I keep breaking down. That was the first video I broke down.
First video.
Oh yeah.
And that was it.
There seems to be a trend with you, dude. I've just been on.
Apparently, I ride hard. That's my.
There you go.
Is it that you ride hard, or you're the only one of the 3 that does your own maintenance?
Ooh.
The wheels are turning.
That hurt.
You'll be all right, buddy. You'll be all right.
That's a whole different topic for sure.
That is a whole different topic. We'll talk sidebar about that.
That's a therapy session.
My maintenance stand has just been taken off your list of usage.
Oh, I got some stuff I gotta do, bro.
Cheers, brother.
So I think we talked about this in the backstage, but what are you using to edit your videos?
I use DaVinci Resolve. You know what? It just works for me. You know, when I went to this Apple, I just did it all at one time. So learned a different program, learned a different operating system, and Jack HDR is an IT guy. So dude, I called him because he's the one that talked me into it like 50 times, going, "I'm going to kill you for talking me into this," right? Because I hated it. I hated both of them, but I love them now. So.
Yeah, I think was it Blacktop Devil said there was like a pretty good learning curve to that, but like once you get used to it, it's good stuff.
Yeah, him and his wife, they're, first of all, we all know they're awesome. They're friends of all of our channels, but he spends a lot of time when you're looking at somebody's video on editing and how he puts it together. That's somebody else I try to watch, right? Because I think I can learn some stuff from him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't do any editing, but I know it takes time. I know it takes a lot of work. I know George puts a lot of hours into it.
Is that all George?
He does.
George does all our editing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you don't pay for any food or drinks, right, dude? Those are all paid for because of all the extra work you're doing.
Wait, what? No.
Yo,
What?
he would have nothing to edit without this.
You got this.
You got all this on tape. Like tape. You got some tape.
That's probably why it takes so long.
That was going good till that.
Oh, no.
It takes so long because when we're out and we're having a good time, and you got me and Austin with the GoPros, there's a lot of footage to go through. And I know for a fact that he just doesn't even look at some of that because he's like, screw this. I'm just going to fast forward and delete all that. Like, yeah, where's that one time when I said, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
It didn't fit the story. I don't know what happened.
What we get is it just didn't flow right. Oh, okay, but you didn't watch it, jerk off. I know you didn't watch it.
You got to put something in there like we're moving to Florida next week. Just wanted to let you know, just to see if he catches it, right?
So we started. I was like, I want to do a documentary for the 1 year anniversary, bring it home, So I, had everybody come home, record, over to my house, recorded everybody's experiences and went through. And I said, guys, I think this thing, might be, what I said. Try and make it like 9-10 minutes long, short film.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, listen, I'm up to like 18 minutes. And I think the last phone call was 25 minutes. And then I just stopped telling people like how long it was going to be. So I think it's just over 45 minutes.
Wow.
And
it's a documentary, man.
It's an HBO special.
It's classic. We're going to put it on DVD and sell it.
I'm telling you. Probably could. Nobody would buy it. At least not as many people as watched it, right?
1999.
So, but yeah, I mean, the editing is, can be time consuming. I mean, we started, right now we're putting up 2 videos a week, and basically one is a beer review, which is a little bit of an easier edit. And then we're, putting up something else that is, more of hopefully a Baggers and Brews style video.
Yeah. You like editing? There's something wrong with me, man. I love editing. I don't know why.
Do you really?
I do.
I like it. And what, some edits are just more fun than other edits.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, the hardest thing with editing is, is keeping it fresh, not doing the same stuff over again. And the better you plan for a video, the easier the edit is.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like when you plan your shots, then, when all right, I want to include this, or if we're in a brewery, like, here's the menu. We're going to recruit, get the menu. We're going to get somebody pouring a beer. We're going to, shoot the tanks in the back. Like when I come back to the edit, like I'm looking for all of those shots.
Yeah.
And that is, that is, it just makes life, just easier and less time consuming.
And you kind of learn that over time though, don't you? I remember when you had 400, 500, 600 subs, like a lot of people are growing their channels now. You remember how it was a lot tougher to edit then because you didn't really set it up right. You didn't talk to it right. You just, I've learned that my coverage time is probably half of what it used to be, for sure.
Yeah, some things have definitely gotten faster. I mean, they're just, did George say tanks? Oh, what happened to Bert? There he is. Some things have definitely gotten faster. I mean, once you learn, simple techniques and the hotkeys in the software, I'm sure DaVinci has hotkeys just like Final Cut does. Once you learn that stuff and you learn where your music volume has to be and doesn't have to be, and music is, I spend a fair amount of time finding the right music.
Yeah.
Music is important to a video, because
quick shout out to Dad and Mad watching from the UK. Appreciate you being on watching us. He must have some good edits though, like he says here, and he enjoys it because he gets to watch it back and see what Mad has recorded, which is probably pretty cool.
Always nice. That's and if they're in the side chat, and I'm sure there are, looking at this crew, there are people in the side chat that are not subbed to Dad and Mad. Go check it out. It's a great channel.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
We're talking about community, and Dad and Mad is one of those channels, along with the two Kiwi riders. Throttle Down Under, some of the Australian guys. You get to see other countries, just motorcyclists in other countries, and
it's cool.
Yeah,
very cool. I mean, I always joke with two Kiwi riders, I never thought I'd be able to see people ride through Middle Earth.
Yeah, no joke.
That's true.
And you know what, Dan?
All the time.
Mad at some point is going to be an actress, right? She's going to be she's going to be something, whatever she wants when she gets. So you can tell those folks are just good family people too, right? At the end of the day, you can tell they're good people. So I still don't know if I could ride on the wrong side of the road, but
yeah, it's tough. Barber CVO, what's up, man? New Jersey guy.
Yep.
Jersey guy. I would love to come up and get my beard cleaned up, but that's a long drive just to get my beard cleaned up. So don't know if that'll ever happen, but good to see you on here.
Yeah. And somebody else put in the side chat, just about being yourself and on YouTube. We talked about it, with Bodine here. If you're not gonna, if you're not gonna be yourself, your life is so much more difficult. So much more of this is just connecting with people and the sustainability of it all. And you can't sustain somebody you're not on YouTube. It's just not going to work out for you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. Do you use music in your videos?
I do, but not a lot. I mean, that's something I want to do a little bit better at this year. I brought a drone at the end of last year, so I used that a little bit.
Where do you get your music from?
Sound. Hang on. Epidemic Sound.
Okay.
So I use Epidemic, and then I use Canvas thumbnails, mostly, or a program called Placeit, Placeit. That's where I usually go for thumbnail stuff, but that's some of the stuff I want to do a better job at. Some more drone coverage, some more B-roll, because I think you're right. I think doing, especially this time of year when you can't get out and do that stuff, and you may have a couple videos backed up, you start having 3 or 4 just moto vlogs back to back. You don't get any of that variety, and I think that shows.
Yeah. I think when we started this thing. Hey, like I said, this was George's idea, and I really didn't want any part of it. But getting going, and it was all about our riding, all the stuff we did, just the stuff we would have done on the weekend, even if we weren't filming, but just filming it and sharing it with everybody. When we got into that, I don't think we ever thought that we would be at the point where we're doing freaking shoe reviews and product reviews. But you get going and you build this channel off of what you like doing, which is the riding and the hanging out and just the bonding with each other and all that stuff. But then you realize, well, we live in the Northeast, and if we don't do something during the winter, the numbers, the YouTube algorithm, it's going to kill your channel. So we got to do something, which is where, these product reviews and some install stuff. And now we're trying to do a little more with the beer, since we are baggers and brews and we love beer. we're trying to do a little more of the beer stuff, which we know a lot of our biker community is not really into. Like, I mean, we can see it in the numbers, but you know, it's something that we enjoy doing. We love tasting beer and talking about beer, so we're going to keep doing it, you know, just put it out there. But it's just funny because I never would have thought that I would be doing a freaking, you know, a Harley Davidson shoe review for a freaking channel thing. Like, if you'd have told me that 2 years ago, you know, beginning of 2019, that I, you know, 2 years you're going to be freaking talking about a freaking shoe for a camera, I would have said you're insane. It's not going to happen. But this is where we are.
You guys starting to get more people come to you and asking you to do reviews and stuff like that?
You know, we haven't. And I mean, I just attribute that to our size. We're only 2,600. Like, I'm waiting. Like, hey, you know, bring it on. If you want to have us review something, I'd be more than glad to do it, you know. But no, we really haven't. You know, we have our affiliate links, and we had Ciro reach out to us, and, you know, wanting to, you know, do a, you know, affiliate type of program with them, which was cool because they actually contacted us. So I would say they're probably the only ones that actually contacted us, you know, which was cool because we all three, you know, have products from Ciro and like them. Yeah. Which is, you know, they're very easy company to promote because I haven't had anything from them yet that I don't like. And there's a lot of things that they have that I want. So, I mean, I definitely like them. They're a good company. So yeah, no, we really haven't had a lot of, you know, people coming to us, which, you know, I mean, I don't know if you have you?
Starting to get a little bit more. You know, I've done 3 or 4 different type company stuff. I know that I did Custom Dynamics a long time ago, but that's really more of a Bronco ride and Big Tall, is it? I forgot the name of his channel. That's awful.
Traveling Tall?
Yeah, Traveling Tall. So I've done 1 or 2. You know, sometimes you'll get the crappy stuff, right? Or somebody starting their own clothing line.
We've gotten some of that, right? Yeah.
So you just blow that stuff off. But, you know, occasionally, you know, especially if I have a product that I like and have used, sometimes I'll do that. I just want to make sure that I'm, pardon the French, don't want to be a whore like that, right? It's got to be something that we like and we use, and because at the end of the day, somebody's going to come and go, dude, I bought that. It's a piece of shit. Why'd you tell me that? Right? Yeah.
So. Yeah. You know, like I was watching something today and it was like, they're channels that are totally not related. I was watching some people that I follow that are like bourbon and cigar related, and they're much bigger channels. You know, the one guy's got like 300,000 subscribers, but he was talking about that basically with people approaching them for stuff. And his thing was, you know, like, if you want to send me a sample and I'll sample it, and if I like it, then we could talk about, you know, some sort of partnership or whatever. But but you don't want to just have me give it to me and have me review it and then do a video, because you might not like the review, and then you're going to be pissed off at me, you know, because I trashed whatever your product is because it sucks, you know, and then you're mad at me. I don't like your stuff. You don't get, you know, it's a lose-lose for everybody. So if you want me to review your product, fine, you know, but just send me a sample. Yeah. And I'm not going to do a video on it or whatever if it absolutely sucks, because I'm just, you know, why do I want to do a review of something that's just, it's all negative and crappy? Like, I'd rather just not, you know, talk about it at all.
Yeah, so. I'm with you. I just did one on Cortec gloves, I don't know, a couple ago, and I bought those gloves myself, used them all summer because it's embarrassing how many sets of gloves I have. I finally found the gloves that I really liked. Didn't even think about doing a review until I get a million people going, dude, where'd you get the gloves? Right. So I actually kind of reached out for them for how they made them. And just, you know, I talked to a guy for like an hour or two, and he's just like, yeah, what do you ride? My designer and I, we ride. And we just talked like it was the 4 of us talking about motorcycles. Right. And the guy's like, look, we're not trying to push product. We're trying to get good shit out to fellow riders, men and women. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they sent me a bunch of different stuff to try, and they're sending out some boots and stuff. And I say, hey, look, it'll be midsummer or late summer before I do a review on them, because, you know, but I think they're a little bit different sometimes than some of the other companies that are out there just trying to get you to push something for them. Right.
Yeah, so. Definitely. Sorry, I'm distracted. I was trying to look something up.
Would baggers and 100 proof whiskey take off, or would it just be unconscious most of the time? That's backstage, brother.
So
that is backstage stuff.
Switch Cigar Channel. So I've like got hooked onto this guy that I found not that long ago, Jeremy Sires. I think it's Sires, and he's like a dude with a big beard, and he's all into cigars and bourbon and whiskey, and I just got hooked on his channel. I like his stuff, but he's good. Cigar Vixen's good. I don't watch a ton of the cigar stuff because I don't get to smoke cigars as often as I would like to, so I don't watch a ton of it. But they're two good ones. But he's good. Like Jeremy Sires is like all about. He has like Man Shit Monday. Like he's all about like dude stuff. He's into like cigars, bourbon, knives, watches, some tech stuff. Like his stuff's all good. And he's huge. He's like 370,000 subscribers. Like he's like full-time YouTuber. He's actually friends with Peter McKinnon. So that's how big he is. Yeah.
That guy's amazing, by the way.
He is amazing.
He was on Peter McKinnon's video yesterday that he released. He had a little
about the Ford.
Yep.
About the Ford. So
Yeah.
I heard them talking about it. I didn't get to watch it yet, but I want to go back and watch that because the way they were talking about it sounded really cool.
Yeah. He did. You got to go watch it. He did a bunch of takes doing something for Peter McKinnon that Peter then didn't use. It's pretty
Yeah, he said they ended up not using it because it didn't flow right. But
It didn't flow.
but basically, the whole thing was about how Peter McKinnon remade the Ford Raptor commercial like better than Ford made it, which I can believe because that dude does some pretty sick stuff.
Yeah, he just put that one out, didn't he? I saw the thumb, but I haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah, well, it's got like 243,000 views already. So
he just put it out this morning. It's crazy.
Rough life.
That's amazing.
Rough life.
Jeremy Sires is the quality of his channel, especially if you're into YouTubing and you're into editing, like the way he color grades and how he shoots his stuff is definitely got a look. It is really cool, and his topics his content's great.
His content's great, and then you got a guy who's super into photography and cameras and the tech aspect of it and all the editing. So like, and is creative, which I'll be the first to tell you right now. Like, I am the least creative person you probably know. So like, it becomes a challenge, trying to be, do videos and be good at, creating videos. Like most of our decent ideas come from George because I don't have any creative ideas. Like I can just be myself in front of a camera and act like a moron, but I don't have any creative ideas for videos.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now.
It's funny. I don't know if you guys are into photography at all. I will tell you, having a YouTube channel has got me into photography. I still got so much to learn. I'm a novice for sure, but there's something about it. I don't know if it's just because you can add more to your channel. Or, George, I know you've done some of that. It's just, I don't know. It's amazing the things you pick off our channels, not only friends, but different things that people do. You go, man, that's kind of cool. Check that out, right? So
definitely.
Right now, I spend most of my time trying to make the GoPro not look like a GoPro.
Yeah,
that's the goal.
So speaking of goals, segue. What are the goals for your channel for this year? Before I ask you that, Robin the Lady Biker, thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate you being on here. Enjoy your steak with your husband. That sounds amazing. But yeah, what are your goals for your channel this year? Like, what do you have planned? What do you hope to do with it? Any trips you have planned that you're going to put on the channel? Any of that stuff.
Yeah, I want to, things we talked about earlier, get a little bit better with sound, get a little better with B-roll, but really just want to do more trip stuff, right? More destination stuff. George, you talked about the UP, right? Kind of documenting going up the UP. And obviously we're going to go out with the girls, right? For, 3,000 or 4,000 mile ride. So it'll be that we'll want to do. Just shake it up a little bit. I think you get to a point where you do a lot of the same stuff. And if you look back at your channel and you go, man, that's like 5 videos. It's really about the same stuff, right? Just trying to shake it up a little bit.
Okay.
Hopefully some more meetup stuff. I think that's the fun part of it. And hopefully we're all going to be able to not only do that, but go to some events, which would be great.
Yeah,
Now, I know you guys are you know, a little older on the spectrum. What do you guys like? Do you like the rallies, the motorcycle rallies, or you guys you know, need to be in bed by 6?
What are you saying?
just HDRs though.
That's definitely targeted towards HDR for
Just to
sure.
clarify, HDR. For sure. No, you know what? I like going to rallies to ride and just to walk them, right? Walk vendors, see what's out there. That's really why I like to go to them. I know when you guys did the Sturgis stuff, you guys really didn't spend a lot of time downtown at all, right? It was more about the ride.
No. You know, no, we didn't, but I think that's because no other rallies like Sturgis as far as the riding goes. So there was just too much to do. Like I've just honestly, I mean, I was talking to my wife I think it was yesterday, because we were somehow stumbled upon somebody's Sturgis video and they were riding downtown. And we want to go back just to do what we love to do, which is go downtown and just people watch. Yeah. Because that's the most fun. And we didn't really get to do a lot of that when we went out this year because we just had so many things on the agenda that we wanted to do, being first-time Sturgis, you know, goers. So we had so many different things to ride and so many different places to go and stuff to do that we didn't get to just relax and like go downtown and just sit there all day, like at somewhere with a beer and a drink and just watch the people, because people watching is such an amazing, it's just so much fun. I just love watching people.
That's why I think my wife got into it a little bit more going to Bike Week a couple years ago, because, you know, you're spending all day riding up the coast and then you're spending the night downtown until, you know, wee hours of the morning. People, like you said, a band having drinks and, you know, just seeing all the cool bikes. That to me was the funnest part of it. Yeah. I mean, we packed a lot into that trip and still didn't even get to do everything. So, I mean, there's just a lot to offer out there at the Sturgis Rally, which is what's so cool about it. Yeah.
Rushmore.
What's up, brother?
What's that?
I said we saw Rushmore, Devil's Tower. I mean, we got to ride in Wyoming. It was like we did so much riding, you know, out there. It was insane.
How many miles did you guys hit on that trip? You remember?
45, 46.
4,600, I think.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's getting after it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, but
I tell you, we were getting after it following Bert across South Dakota once he realized the speed limit was 90. That's when we were getting after it.
Speed limit was 80, wasn't it?
Or well, our speed limit was 90.
Ours was like 90, 95, but
40 50 our winds.
How about that one stretch with the winds? Holy cow. That was like
through the Badlands?
After the Badlands.
That was coming up on the Badlands before we got to
before Wall Drug?
Before Wall, coming into Wall Drug that day. Yeah. Holy cow. I felt like we were riding like sideways for like hours.
Yep.
It was nuts. Yeah, that was a good time though. I can't wait to go back, to be honest with you. And you, Bob, you haven't been to Sturgis, or you have?
I have not.
Oh, man.
Worth it?
Yeah, I think it's worth it. Like I'm already like trying to figure out when I can go back again. Because like I said, like we were there, you know, we were there a week and we didn't get to do everything I wanted to do personally. Nope. Personally, I don't know about you guys, but
yeah. What do you need? You need 2 weeks?
I think I don't know if it's that to do everything probably, but it's one of those things where like you probably just need to go back more than once, which is hard for some of us because we're so far away. But and possibly one of those things like we said, if we went again, we would probably do like what the friggin' old retired people do and come in like 4 or 5 days before the rally starts, before it picks up, do a lot of that riding stuff with the roads emptier, you know, and then the rally starts, enjoy a little bit of the rally and get out of town before everybody else gets out of town. So that's probably the way to do it. But
yeah, I think that's the way to do it, because then you
live and learn.
Riding the roads without as many bikers on there, and then you get to enjoy a little bit of the rally and hit the road.
Yeah.
So here's 99 RU grad who George and I went to high school with and went out to Sturgis with us this year. We met him up in Ohio? Is it
Somewhere
Ohio?
western end of Ohio. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe he can help me out on some routes up in the UP, man. I look forward to it for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, I had another question here. Where did it go?
Moto Rambling says, "What's the highest mileage trip you've done as a single trip?" And it would definitely be Sturgis. I mean, pushing that.
Sturgis, yeah.
Yeah, and I think our longest day is probably 720 miles.
Yep.
Somewhere around
Just
there.
under. Yep.
Yeah, and that's that's with a couple of bikes. I mean, we were 5 bikes coming back, and we did that 720-mile day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we busted it out. That was a heck of a day.
Justin, actually, we missed Justin. Justin hit 750, I think, coming back for.
Oh yes.
He rode from Sturgis all the way into La Crosse, Wisconsin. His first day on the road, man. He was and dodging rain. He was busting it out that first day.
Which, let me just say, F La Crosse, Wisconsin. Just throw that out there. As a Rowan football grad who lost the national championship to Wisconsin lacrosse, I will say a big fat F you to La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Hey, doesn't Whit live up there somewhere? You better be careful.
Does she? If she lives in La Crosse, Wisconsin, I can't talk to her anymore.
Oh shit.
Yeah, those are some hard feelings right there.
Yeah.
So Sunday Fireside Chat. Whose idea was that? Where did that come from?
You know what? It's funny. I thought you may ask that question, and since I'm an old guy, like you said, it was really started with Harley Dayrider talked about it because him and I were the friends, and then we kind of brought Bronco Ride into that, and he just said one day, let's get on and do one of these. I think we've been doing them since last March. It's funny. I don't know if you guys are seeing the same thing, but we took some time off around the holidays just from work schedules from a couple of the guys. And it's amazing how many people reached out that said, you guys have been consistent since March. Where the hell are you type deal, right? So, and we thought the break would be nice. And I think it was for 1 or 2 weeks. But after a while, it's like, man, I kind of miss doing this. So, but yeah, it was really started with HDR.
Okay.
Well, the live streams are fun. I mean, we were going to do this for a couple of times, and now we've gone from once a month to twice a month.
Yeah.
It's you guys do it every week. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. It is awesome. I like it. I mean, I enjoy doing this. It's a chance to, connect with all the folks that watch us, in the side chat, talk to them, answer their questions or just chit chat and just to have other people on that are, I mean, not everybody. I mean, you don't have to just have people that are doing motovlogging stuff on your live, but it's fun to connect with people and kind of compare notes and get people. Everybody's got a different story, so it's fun to share that. What are you laughing at? What I miss?
I a hog rider. He agrees with you.
But I got he didn't like cross either. Yeah, and there are some great live streams going on right now in the motovlog community. I mean, these guys, they have the Fireside Chat on Sundays, which is always on a different channel, right? You guys rotate channels between you and Bronco Ride and Harley Rider.
We rotate channels for sure.
Yeah. Whit Meza has started doing some live streams. She's getting her live streams up and rolling. Full Throttle Hog is doing a great night Monday night, and it's basically focusing on developing your YouTube game and your motovlog game.
Yeah,
it's so that's a Monday night.
That's a really good one, man. That's he's trying to help give back a little bit with advice and suggestions and stuff like that, which is really cool because we can all use that, right?
Yeah, and photography and editing is his thing. So I mean, that's a good brain to pick that you could pick every Monday,
for sure,
free of charge.
Yeah. Can you imagine if Whit Mesa and Full Throttle Hog got on the same live?
It could happen.
Woo!
Yeah,
information heaven.
You know what's kind of cool about Whit is I think she also brings in a lot of female riders that do stuff that, people that maybe we didn't know about, right? And then are doing stuff bigger and better than their YouTube channel, and just kind of nice to get a little bit different view from that for sure.
Definitely. So what's like one piece of advice you'd give to someone who says they want to start a YouTube channel?
Go in for the right reason. Just make sure you're going in for the right reason. You can talk about patience and starting slow and all that, but just go in for the right reason as far as I'm concerned. Do it for the enjoyment of it, because you're probably not going to be able to quit your job and do this full time. So and be open to listening to it's interesting. I try to throw out there, hey, if somebody's starting and wants some advice, I'm sure you guys would do the same thing. Just call me, send us a message. Got to be open for it too, right? So I will tell you that Jack and especially Colin are good at, I may send something over and Colin may come back and go, dude, don't do that, right? Or think about this, and I'll do the same thing with his channel. So just go in for the right reason as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's a grind, man. And the reality is, most of us, it's going to be a grind, and you're never really going to be famous, right? Like there's very few people that just hop on here and start doing this, and next thing you know, they have 90,000 subscribers within a year. And it's just you really should be doing it for fun, and if it develops more than that, then great, but don't have high expectations is basically what you're saying, right?
Yeah, for sure. And by the way, if you're going to get your feelings hurt, you may not want to do it either, right?
Oh God, no.
Somebody's not going to like something you do. That's for damn sure.
It's funny because I think the first bit of like hate comment we got, I texted these guys. I was like, "Do you see it? Do you see the comment we got?" I was like, "We're famous. We've made it big. Like you're not big until you got people hating on you, right? Like
exactly.
If everybody loves you, you're probably pretty small,
Yes.
So,
so that made you feel good. So I can go in and talk in some of your videos if you want me to, man.
Yeah, go in and talk trash, and we'll be like, "Oh shoot."
Yeah, you guys got a great channel, man.
It's fun, man. I think it's already reached like way more than we ever thought. And now we've, like I said, like never thought we'd be doing, product reviews and trying to find things to do during the winter, because our whole thing was we wanted to share the stuff we do when we ride. And, the fact is this time of year, we're not doing a ton of riding. Like we're not fair weather riders in the sense that we'll ride in the cold. The cold isn't the problem, but you start getting all the snow and crap on the ground, and it kind of limits what you can do. So, but once you've put all this effort into building your channel and knowing what YouTube does, if you just drop off and you don't do anything for 3 months, like it's going to kill your channel. So you got to find things to do to try to entertain, your subscribers and keep being creative and putting stuff out. And then all of a sudden you're talking about, Harley Davidson shoes and whatnot. So it's just what it is. And, and then before you know it, we'll be back to riding and putting out the stuff that we really want to do, which is the fun stuff. But
hopefully soon,
but who knows?
Hopefully we have a whole week of snow in here.
Yeah. I mean, this is the most snow we've had in years. I feel like
at least 3 years.
In our area.
Yeah.
But, all right. So real quick, I wanted to touch on Harley Davidson. We recently just had beginning of the month. Or was the end of the last month, the 2020 model release and the big virtual event. Did you get to watch that?
I did.
What did you think of that?
I think there was a whole lot of marketing in there, as right? I will tell you, and I actually watched, the 3 of your videos when you went by the dealership, and we think a lot alike. This is such a hot topic with people about, people saying how much it sucks and how bad it is, and I'm like you, I did like some of the colors, right? I'm not at the point where I'm going to upgrade my bike, but man, I don't know why all the hatred. I just don't get it.
I don't either.
I get people may be disappointed, but were they really planning on going and buying a Harley that year? I I honestly don't get it. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm missing something, but
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like what I said in our video. I just feel like we've all become so conditioned to like just be ready to jump all over and hate on Harley, and because corporate's made so many mistakes, in recent history that we're just ready to bash him for it, and we don't like really stop and think about, what's going on. I mean, what do you think? Like, they're not going to reinvent the wheel every year. Like, what are we looking for them to do? I don't, people, everybody that complains about it is like, well, what is it that you want Harley to do that they're not doing is what I'd like to know.
You want
you want
electric?
Have an answer for that. They wouldn't have an answer for that.
Exactly.
Or their answer would be something that wouldn't make it a Harley anymore.
You know what the other part of it is that kind of drives me nuts, and I watched the strategy that their CEO let out. It was on LinkedIn. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not. Harley's a big ship, and when you want to turn a ship in an ocean, you just don't flip it around like it's a rowboat, right? It takes so to think that, and maybe they could have put one or two things out that were small to get people buzzing a little bit. But to think something big was going to happen in this first year, I think was probably something that, isn't going to happen. Now, I think if you get another year of nothing or another 2 years of nothing, then okay, maybe you can whine. But if you don't like it, go buy something else, right? I don't know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we'll get another couple of years of nothing. I mean, I think when you look at the grand scheme of things, a lot of these companies, did not have the 2020 that they thought they were going to have at the close of January or February. And, like I said in the video, I mean, I want Harley to do well with the Pan America, to do well with electric bikes. Like, the stronger that makes them as a company, the better it is for me as a Harley lover.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I think, if you can't wrap your head around that, you either don't know anything about business or you're just not seeing the big picture.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing about it. I mean, people have bashed this live wire, 6 ways to Sunday, and it's not there to compete with the Zero motorcycle. That is, less than half the price. The Pan America is not coming to the market to compete with the Africa Twin. That's not what that bike is coming to the market about. It's coming to the market to compete with the best of that class.
Yeah.
And that's a hell of a thing. I mean, to bring a product to market to compete with the best in class with the intention to do that is ballsy.
Yeah.
And they've taken it head on. So I hope they do really well with it.
It's like a lot of things going on in the world. People are pretty opinionated one way or the other about it. Mm-hmm. I just, and again, maybe I'm pretty simple when it comes to Harley. I just don't quite get that. I think I get that it's going to take 2 years for this guy to do something good or something special. But, all the beat downs when it first came out, I'm just like, I don't even want to see it. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
how the colors look in person. I'm sorry about that, George.
No, that's all right. No, it's
the colors.
You need to be forward looking. It's, I mean, when I first took a look at this guy, I was like, well, he's from Puma. And that wasn't exactly exciting, but he was on the board. He did strong arm himself into this position by being on the board. He's clearly got a very solid business sense, and they need to be rebranded. I mean, we know it. They know it. If you know anything about marketing, they need to be rebranded if they want to go after their target audience. And I think they're doing that.
Yep.
I
think if you look at this, listen to this rollout that he made as well, not on the Harley rollout, but his business report up financially. He's a sharp guy. We'll see if it works or not, right? But I don't know. So, Hey, Bert, I did want to ask you. I know you made a comment when you were looking at the bikes. How did you like the colors, and how did you like the denim? You made a comment about the denim bike that I want to talk about.
So, the ones that we saw, like the main one that we looked at was a what was it, Austin? It was a combination. It was denim, and it was two different colors. It was a black and River Rock or something like that.
River Rock, yes.
Right. It was like a two-tone thing. And I thought the bike looked amazing.
It was great.
Now, I don't know if I want a denim bike just based on hearing what people are talking about keeping it clean and washing it, and then what happens when it scratches and stuff. But I don't know, like that would deter me if I was looking for a bike right now and I was legit trying to buy. That bike was pretty sharp, man. That black and the River Rock one, like that was a cool combination of colors. Like it really just worked well together.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why do you have a denim bike?
My Street Glide Special was a denim black, and honestly, I hated it.
You hated the color or just the maintenance of it?
I hated the denim. I mean, because it scratches, you got to wash it, you got to wipe it. Right.
Very easy, yeah.
You put a scratch on it, you're done. I mean,
right.
I just personally, I think it looks sharp as hell, but I would never get another denim bike.
Which is exactly what I heard, which is why I was like, man, that looks really nice, but I don't think I'd buy a denim. Yeah. That gauntlet gray metallic that they have right now,
that's sweet.
I think that color is one of the best colors I've seen in a while. And on the what are they called? The Road Glide Limited? Is that what it's called now?
Mm-hmm.
That looked freaking sick. Like I told Austin, like if I was in the market, I would have been leaving with a bike that day. Like that bike was wicked. Now it's, $30,000 or whatever it is. Like it's crazy expensive, so that leads me to this question, this point here by Doug talking about, biggest thing I'm waiting for was a power or manual adjusting windshield, kind of, I guess, like the Indian has on theirs.
Yeah.
But my thing is with that, like, look at the price already for Harley. Yeah. Imagine if they are adding the adjustable windshield, the power lock on the saddlebags. Like, just think of the additional cost that's going to add, that they're going to tack onto that. Like, we're already at a point where the bikes, we're complaining about the price of the bikes, but yet people want more tech. Everybody's complaining with Harley about where's the latest tech? Why don't, it's yesterday's technology, today's prices, but the prices are already high. You expect that, like, if they add that stuff, those prices aren't going to stay the same. Yeah. Like it's just going to go up from there, which, like, I don't know. At what point are we just asking for too much tech? Like it's supposed to be about the ride and the wind and the relaxation. And like at what point do we just want like too much tech on our motorcycle? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, for me, too much tech means more stuff that can break, and it's stuff that is expensive, especially if it's electronic.
Yeah,
all that stuff is always expensive. I'd rather have a simpler bike. If you have to bring it back to the manual ways, even better, because it's easier to fix. You don't have to depend on the dealers as much as you do with these other bikes.
Yeah, right.
So that's my opinion on it. I think they're going the right direction.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I think the three of us, I think we all kind of have the same thing where, like, we really enjoy the long rides, the long trips, a lot of miles, which, yes, you want the comforts of the bike. That's why we have the Road Glide, the fairings, take the wind off, like, and the tech that it does have is great. But at what point is it too much is the question. Is that we're asking for just too much. Like, you might as well just have, like, a BMW and just car, not motorcycle.
If we wanted more tech, just go for a Goldwing. I don't want a Goldwing.
Our $30,000 bike is $35,000, right? So
right, it's just, I don't know. At what point is it too much? I don't know the answer to that. But for me, it's like, I think I have a 2016. I don't have even a lot of the technology of the current 2020s, 2021s, and I mean, I'm happy with it, man. I mean, we drove halfway across the country twice, once to Texas, once to South Dakota, and I didn't have a complaint at all. Like, and I have a stock seat. Yeah. And I know it's not the greatest seat, but it was really never an issue for me. Maybe I just have a lot of padding in my, back there, but I never had an issue. Like, I mean, I figure like it doesn't really matter what seat you have. Like, if you're going to do a 3,000 mile trip, like, I mean, you could have a good seat. It's going to make a little difference, but how much difference, like,
Yeah, just like
It's a long
Blacktop.
trip. You're sitting on your butt for a long time.
Yeah, Blacktop just said that some tech helps on the long rides for sure, though. I said that's true.
Definitely.
It does, but as far as like the adjustable windshield and stuff, that's not really gonna help. You get the right off the bat.
Kind of feel like you just need to find the right size windshield and just stick with it. Kind of, like,
take it off, right?
Tech does help. Like, I love my music. These guys will tell you, I always have my music pumping when we're riding. I want to have the music on. I love the whole nav system and stuff and all the touch screen. But I don't know. I don't need much more than that, I guess. I don't know.
You know what, Austin? I think you said it, man. That's the real reason that I wanted this old Road King, because it is just a basic bike.
Exactly.
I love taking the windshield off and riding it. I actually put my phone on it like the first or second day, and after it dropped off, and I'm like, this is the exact reason you bought this bike, was to not do that. That's why I don't want to screw with it. But man, it's a different feel when you're riding that basic bike. You got to ride one to know it, right? So
exactly. It's really best of both worlds, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
So Moto T says that's cool, but what about new generations? What do they want? Because if y'all want HD to succeed, you need them. So I'm starting to have a theory on this, and I don't really know if it matters what Harley does. Are they going to get the younger 20-year-old generation regardless of what they do? Aren't those people pretty much infatuated with speed and crotch rockets and all that stuff anyway, and the price? Like, so you add all this tech that the new younger generation wants, and then it bumps that price up. How much can 25-year-old, 27-year-olds afford that anyway? Like, are they going to get that? If you add all that tech that they want, are they going to buy it? Are they going to be able to buy it?
Nope.
Probably not. My theory is that everybody's talking about, well, they need the new people. You know what the new people are to Harley? They're the people that were 20s riding crotch rockets, and they're now 30 and want something comfortable. So now they're rolling over to Harley. That's their new customer base. As those 20-year-olds roll into their 30s, they get the Harley. They decide they want a Harley because they want a cruiser. They want to have more comfort and less speed. Like, I don't know that there's anything Harley can do that's going to just have 20-year-old, 25-year-old people rushing over there to buy it. Am I wrong? Like, I don't see it.
To add to that, I think when you look at the CEO and what he sent out to the market, right, on his strategy, it seemed pretty simple to me. And you saw it in the rollout, which was he started talking about CVOs for like 10 minutes, right? The most expensive bike they have. And he really talked about new riders and electric. And in my mind, that's where he's going with younger riders, and he's trying to get older riders to continue to upgrade their bikes. I think we'll see those mid-level bikes that they don't make shit for money on starting to continue to fade off, right? But who knows? If I was the CEO, so.
The Badgers put up a good comment. They said you grow into a Harley, and I think when you see young people riding, if they're looking at Indians right now, what Indians are they looking at? They're not looking at a Challenger. They're looking at a Scout. Yeah. If they come to Harley, they're not looking at a bagger. Very few young people, roll into some of these big baggers as their first bike, which is where most of the technology is, by the way. Most of the people are on Softails or they're on Sportsters, or if they're on crotch rockets, they're on 600s. They're not buying the 17 and 18,000, dollar, the high end crotch rockets. I mean, it's just not what you see. So, I mean, to Bert's point, it is kind of, it's a fruitless argument.
There's just not a lot of 20-year-olds that can afford that for fun, really, for just what's for fun. Because I mean, unless you're living in Florida or California, it's not going to be your everyday rider anyway. So what young kids can afford that fresh out of college or high school?
I was riding with my wife this summer, and I don't know how I got started on we were rolling, and I just started talking about, I need a crotch rocket. And I said to her, am I too old for that? And here was her quote. She goes, no, that bike's just too young for you. I almost had to stop vlogging going, what the hell did she mean? What are you talking about? Right. So I wouldn't mind getting, I don't know. Right now, man, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I got best of both worlds. I would love maybe an adventure bike a little bit, but I just feel like I got the best of both worlds, so I'm not going to screw with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm completely happy with what I have. I don't really have any like desire to do like adventure off-road stuff. That to me seems like a lot of work. And it's already hard enough for me to get out of bed in the morning, so that doesn't sound fun to me. But that's just me. Like, I don't knock anybody that wants to do that and is into that and like likes it. Like, great, that's awesome. I wish I could. I don't have the, my body's broken down.
For me, it's because I did so much of that mountain stuff with a quad that I miss a little bit of that outside riding and that adventure. Yeah. But I can.
That makes sense.
It's like a boat. I'll buy a boat or an adventure bike, keep it 6 months, and go, what the hell did I buy this for? And I'll get rid of it. Right. So
yeah,
trying to hold off from doing that.
So Moto T, he commented back here. He says, he doesn't know the answer, but it's obviously Harley needs to change to succeed. The numbers are obvious. So the numbers in the motorcycle market for the year 2020 were all down. And people target Harley because, Harley, posts their numbers obviously for Harley Davidson. If anybody could find the numbers for what Indian sales actually were, I challenge you to send them.
Good luck with that.
Those numbers don't exist because Indian has lumped their sales into Polaris. So we really have no idea, what actual Indian sales are. I can tell you in the state of New Jersey, Indian sales are garbage because we've had 3 of the 4 dealerships that were in the state bang up shop. Yep. There's 1 left. And to me, that's why I didn't even consider Indian, because I'd have to ride, an hour and a half to get to a dealer. It's just not, or an hour at least to a dealer. And that's just not going to happen. So I think I think big bike sales have been down, well, it's a fact they have been down, throughout the year of 2020. Harley posted some gains in the fourth quarter, which were like, I don't know, some kind of corporate math they pulled off that caught up with them in the first quarter of 2021 because their earnings were slammed in the first quarter of 2021. But nobody's buying anything right now. I mean, it's although our local dealership says they're moving bikes to the point of getting, shipments once a week.
Yeah.
Well, I was just there not too long ago, and the bikes that I looked at were all gone already. So they're moving bikes, sure.
Are you seeing them get a lot in? How many did the dealer have in, though? My local dealer only had a couple. They didn't even have them out on the floor, and that's like a week after the rollout, right?
Yeah, like 15 or so, right?
Really?
Last Sunday, 15.
I feel like Barb's had a lot.
15 or 20. Easy.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Blacktop makes a good point. They're 20-year-olds, taking off and doing long, week-long rides. Not really. And then the Badgers make a good point, so this is where I kind of feel like, Harley just needs to focus on 35-year-olds, and that's the market for their cruisers. I mean, I don't know that there's anything they can do to attract a 20, 23, 24, 25-year-old.
Nope.
Hey, that's really where the income is, right? You're starting to be 35. You've been working for a while. You make a little more money so you can buy a toy and
expendable, money. Like, it's just it's what it is. I don't see it as a negative. I mean, that's just their market. So just please that group, make them happy, and they're going to spend a lot of money there. Yeah. Because let's be honest. I mean, how many people that ride, 30s and up that ride motorcycles get a new one every few years? A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. They see the new stuff come out and they're like, "Ooh, I want that." So they upgrade. They trade theirs in and they get a new one. So I mean, that's their market. If that's what it is, that's what it is. I just don't see it. And even around here, when we ride, we see a lot. I mean, I feel like when we go out and we do bar hop and stuff on the weekend and stuff, I think we see a lot of young people on Harleys and the street glides and stuff, like especially where we're at with the military guys and stuff, young being late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
That's to us that's young now, but you're not going to get 22, 23-year-olds. Where are they getting that money from? I mean, shoot, I could barely afford it, let alone a 20-year-old.
And at the end of the day, that's where Harley makes their money too.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Sure is. Yep.
And it's not a lost number that the average household income of a Harley Davidson owner is $80,000.
Yeah.
So, and that is a solid number. So when you look at that, and then you're like, well, Harley isn't appealing to the young people. Well, no, they're not.
Yeah.
I keep hearing people say this stuff, man, but I still don't see very many of them on the roads by us.
Yeah, I think it's maybe regional. At the end of the day,
maybe it is regional.
Indians are nice bikes. It's just not for me. I mean, at the end of the day, we don't care what people ride. Right? We're all brothers and sisters. But people are so passionate about Harley because they've been the king of the road. So let's beat them up a little bit.
I think the only people that really care are people that don't ride Harleys. That's what it seems like. The only people that are really making a big deal about it. But even if I wanted an Indian here, which I don't think they're bad looking bikes, they're not my style overall. Like just the design, technology wise, maybe they are. Even Adam Sandoval has his Indian Challenger and talks about performance wise it being better or whatever, and maybe that's true, and it probably is true. But getting one in Jersey where we're at, man, to have to do anything with the dealership, man, I have to drive freaking forever to get there and have things done or whatever I'm doing to it, oil change, whatever it is. There's just none here. They all banged up shop. So it's like, yeah, what am I gonna do? Drive an hour and a half every time I want to go to the dealership to get a t-shirt?
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't have enough Harley t-shirts, right?
You can't have enough Harley t-shirts.
Never.
Another one this weekend. It's like, whatever.
Can't have enough of those.
It's just part of what we do, right? Going to
it because it's a lot cooler than having an Indian shirt.
The hell with those suits. Just get a Baggers and Brews shirt.
Exactly.
That's exactly right.
Can we buy those in your store?
You can.
Yeah, man.
You can.
People should check that out, right?
They should, right? So, just for the record.
Nice.
There it is. Storefrontier.com/Baggers and Brews gear. If you want to rock the gear. We appreciate it. Absolutely. So, wow, we've been rolling for, we're past your bedtime, aren't we?
Yeah, but just to clarify, you went to the bathroom twice. I haven't got up yet.
Ouch. I did. I have the bladder of a pregnant woman.
Who's the old
Just for the record, I own that. I have the bladder of a pregnant woman. That, or I have an enlarged, what do you call it? What's that thing called? The prostate.
Hey, dude, I wouldn't have gone there if you didn't call me older early. So, but
yeah, that's all right, man. I'm good with it, dude. I'm realizing now, I've just realized within the last couple months that I'm blind as crap, and I need readers, read, just to freaking play on the phone, in the bed before. My wife gave me her readers, and I was like, oh my gosh.
I had no idea.
It's a whole new world.
That's what that looks like. It was exactly. I was like, oh, when can we go to Walmart and get me some readers? Because this is awesome. Holy cow.
My wife has 10 pair of those. They're all around the house. So she doesn't have to manage them. She'll just go buy them. $3 or $4. I don't know, something ridiculous. So
it's crazy too, because I've always I was always so proud of my vision was always great. Always, and now all of a sudden I'm just I can't see nothing. I'm holding the phone in bed, and I'm I got to put it all there. She's like, "Here, try these," and I was like, "Oh, I can read it." That's awesome.
Hey, how is the doing the merch? I mean, Toby Northern's talking about he always jokes that we should be called the Ball Cap Boys. A lot of people start talking about maybe you should get some merchandise and stuff. Was that worth it to you? Was it because we don't do it for money at the end of the day. Again, right? We all have jobs, but. Has it been worth it for you guys?
I don't think we found it.
So It's been like I mean, Austin's been the one handling for this, so I'll let him talk on it more. But it's kind of been like an experience, like a struggle for us to find out which company's best. But I'll let Austin talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it is worth it in the long run. In the long run, if you have good quality stuff that goes out, it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
We've had some issues. We've bounced around to different companies. We've had some issues. So the one piece of advice I have is if you're going to have a design made or you're going to make your own design, make sure you have the best quality that you can put out there. You know, because if the quality of the design you build is not good enough, you're going to have companies that are supposed to be good put out stuff that's junk.
Good advice.
So make sure that your design is top notch.
Basically, your file, right? Your file that you build.
Yeah, the file, the style, stuff like that. You know, I literally made this first logo with the tablet, a 10-inch tablet. So now that I had the laptop, I went ahead and made it right, made it a vector, made it all that stuff. So if there's one thing that's really going to help out is that. So
that's cool.
I think the reality is, when you say, is it worth it? You know, it doesn't cost us any money, just a little time and effort. And if for that, you know, some of our subscribers and people that like watching our stuff can rock our shirts and, you know, our logo, then it's definitely worth it. You know, if they can do that. If it was one of these scenarios like George, you know, we talked about this when we went to go like figure out merch. George used to be in bands and they used to have like merch, and they had to get the merch, pay for the merch, have the merch, then sell the merch, and then, you know, get the merch to whoever's trying to buy. Like, if you have to do all that, that's a different story. But with like companies like Teespring and Store Frontier, where they pretty much do all the work for you and the people order it through them, then yes, it's definitely worth it. I mean, I think. I mean, we made a couple bucks. The money really isn't the big thing. It's just kind of the fact that people are actually buying our stuff and going to wear it is what's like cool part.
I think definitely use Teespring too, if I remember right.
Yeah. So we'll have some announcements here. Yeah, we'll have some announcements here coming up soon about our merch and stuff like that. So that's for future live streams. So, but for right now, it's working. It's not bad. It's definitely worth it, in my opinion. It's just the sense of pride when you see somebody else wearing your gear. It's like,
I mean,
cool, dude, appreciate you a lot.
Yeah.
Plus, if nothing else, honestly, if nothing else, setting those accounts with Store Frontier or Teespring has enabled us to buy our own merch super cheap. Because when it's your store, you get the shirts for like $10, $12, whatever, like super cheap. So I mean, it's cheaper than if we were trying to go somewhere else and having them make stuff for us.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
So,
I appreciate it.
All right there, George.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk sidebar for that too.
I'm chatting away here.
Oh, chatting away. All right, cool. So we're 2.5 hours almost into this. So I want to get to the last of what I got here, which is kind of where I roll into what I like to call the random BS portion of the questions. So I'll start with number one of the random BS. What right now would be your number one bucket list ride or trip that you have?
Oh, wow. You know, for me, I think because I haven't done it, I just got to do Sturgis. I mean, it's and honestly, as much fun as it would be to hang downtown, you know, I talked about Bike Week. I kind of like that size, but to see the roads and the video coverage that you guys put out riding out there and Whit put out, you're just like, I got to find a way just to go do that somehow, right?
Yeah, it's an experience, man. And I could tell you, you know, everybody, wherever they are in their regions, has different, you know, rides and scenery and stuff like that. But I mean, there's nothing like the Black Hills that you could possibly, you know, ride anywhere around here in New Jersey on the East Coast. Like, it's just, you just get out there and it's just so vast and it's just so like breathtaking. it's definitely a bucket list, right? And it was my bucket list. I don't know. I'm not gonna speak for these two, but it was my number one bucket list until we did it this last year. So I can understand that being yours. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. It was amazing. I mean, we're even talking about doing some more videos about the riding out there, just because it's still like weighs so heavy on like our minds about how amazing it was, because it's so different than what we're used to, being on the East Coast, Yeah, we can be at the beach, which is cool. It's all flat. And and then we can, by the end of the day, we could be up in, northern New Jersey, where there's some hills, they want to call them mountains, but there's some hills. But the Black Hills is just a whole different animal. It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, you guys were there. What do you think? Like, as far as the riding we've done, I don't know what else compares.
Nothing compares to me. I love that ride, and I would love to go back, even without Sturgis, without that going on, just to ride.
Yeah,
that's. I would love to do that. It doesn't need to be Sturgis for me to go ride that area. 100%.
Wow, that says a lot.
Yeah, Austin. How Austin says it. I mean, it would probably. We hit some of those roads a little early on, like during the week, and there were some things we heard in the weekend, that there were, they do get trafficy. I mean, there's a lot of bikes out there. So to do those roads when it's not like that is, I think, key. I mean, some of those roads, like when you ride up Iron Mountain Road, you're like, man, I would be screwed if I had to put my feet down here right now.
Oh, yeah.
Really? So it's it is really something else, and not just Iron Mountain Road or some of those roads. Riding through Spearfish Canyon, which is a novice road, beautiful road. I mean, and it's not
breathtaking.
Right, every day we pulled out of our development where the house we stayed at, and we rode on 385, which in itself was a pleasure.
Yep.
I mean, it was, 1,000 feet of elevation from where we stayed in Lead down to Sturgis.
Wow.
And, it was really awesome. These guys took a trek down a dirt road that I had the opportunity to not take with them.
Yep.
But, there is some of that. And, I mean, my thing is, if you're a novice rider, the Black Hills are not the place to cut your teeth.
No.
That's what
Three quarters of it. The last quarter of it, definitely not.
Well, you know what? I would say the Black Hills at rally time is not the time to cut your teeth.
No.
Most definitely not.
No.
We came off of the highway and we get on the 385, and I actually had a guy cut between Justin and I and literally pulled a flask out of his vest, and he was banging one down the road.
That's awesome.
He was already drunk, and he was just, head back, pouring the flask down his throat, no helmet on a bagger, going up 385.
Yeah.
And that is,
Yeah.
Probably not the first ride. Way to go, right?
I got nothing.
So somebody in the side asked about the Smoky Mountains, and I will say I'm not sure exactly what that like consists of, but I know that my wife and I and the kids went on a little weekend trip recently to the Gatlinburg area, and we were in the state. It was a national park there. What was it? Smoky Mountains National Park, I think it was. I think that's what it's called. And the whole time we were driving through there, all I kept saying to her was, man, I wish we were here with the crew riding the motorcycles, because this is just amazing. So to answer your question, no, I have not ridden motorcycles through there, but it's on the list now after having visited there. It's freaking amazing, and would be an awesome bike trip for sure.
Can you imagine living down there? I mean, I remember as a kid, I had grandparents in North Carolina, and we used to go when we were young, right? And I haven't been back since I was 10 years old. And I remember the times going fishing with my grandpa, right? Going, man, these roads are really cool. And I was 10, right? So it'd be great to live around there.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
no doubt. I don't know how many rallies you've been to, but what would you say so far the rallies you've been to has been your favorite rally?
I've been out to Erie, and again, like we talked about earlier, probably Daytona was the funnest one for me. Just because we also went, it's in early March, something like that, and I was in Pittsburgh at the time, and it was 10 feet of snow and minus 20 degrees. So just the ability to get down to Daytona and ride was worth it.
Yeah.
So how about you guys?
What you? Oh, Sturgis. I mean, that's easy.
Sturgis.
Although
for sure.
Sturgis
turn.
because of go ahead. Sturgis because of the riding, but I will say, and I've said this every time it's come up on our live stream, that the Ocean City, Maryland bike rally that's so close to us, I love it. As far as having a good time, you're not going to go there for the riding, but Ocean City Strip is like it's like a vacation tourist kind of destination because of the beach already. Yeah. So that whole main strip through Ocean City, Maryland is nothing but bars and restaurants. So and then their rally has some of the best music that I think any of the rallies have as far as getting big name headliners. I think Sturgis might be the only one that's better. So you get big name, music there. You have endless amounts of bars and restaurants to party at and have a good time. So that's a close second for me. Like, it depends on what you're going for. If you're going for the party and the fun, I might take Ocean City. But if you're going, for the riding, then there's no doubt it's Sturgis is the best.
Yeah.
Best rally.
I wish I lived in Baltimore so many years and been down to Ocean City so many times that I wish I rode back then. Right?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Do you listen to music while you ride?
You know what? I do. Especially if I'm out by myself, and I'm like you. I could use it through my Sennas and I like blasting the radio. I just do.
Yeah, I do too. I don't listen to music through the Senna. I blast it just through my bike. What's your favorite genre of music? What do you listen to?
I've for years I've been a Third Eye Blind guy.
Sam.
And I grew up in the 80s in Michigan, so a lot of the old Bob Seger, the Boss and stuff. But when I'm riding, I'm normally I got a lot of Third Eye Blind on. So
George is a band guy; he's a music guy, so he's our resident music dude. So is Third Eye Blind? Would you say that's your favorite? Like, do you have a favorite singer, or is that the group is your favorite?
That's probably it. Yeah, I'm an old rock type guy, right?
Yeah, favorite song?
I don't know that I do. I don't know. Yeah. All right. I'm also a guy that likes. I'm also a guy at that age that likes stuff like Cheap Trick and those type of bands. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You got do you like watching movies? You watch a lot of movies?
I am a mafia movie guy. I could watch.
What's your favorite one?
Casino by far. I could watch Casino and Godfather every day of the week, right? So, how about you guys?
Goodfellas for mob movies.
Well, same thing. Goodfellas fits right in there, right?
Mob movies, yeah, that's great.
I'm not a big mob movie guy.
You're from Jersey.
Well, not really, but yeah.
Carlito's Way.
I'm a war movie guy. I like old war movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. I'm a big Dirty Dozen fan. Kelly's Heroes. Old stuff. I like the old stuff. I like the old country music and the old movies. John Wayne movies too. Big fan of John Wayne.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, that's how that's how I named my bike Duke after John Wayne. So,
did you? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I did a little contest. Some people.
What's your favorite John Wayne movie?
I don't watch John Wayne. That's my parents used to watch.
So you named your bike after John Wayne, but you don't watch John Wayne.
No, I knew John Wayne obviously, as I used to watch it when my parents were watching it down there when I was young. But no, I don't watch John Wayne now.
Who's the old guy now?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Holy crap, El Dorado, man! That's probably my favorite all-time movie, El Dorado.
Really?
John Wayne and Dean Martin. Yeah, man.
Maybe I'm
Holy
missing
crap.
something, man. Maybe I'm missing
No,
something.
you're not. You're not.
Listen, yeah, you are. And if it had
No.
Spanish, subtitles, Austin would be all about it. But he just doesn't understand, what John Wayne's
I don't
saying.
need subtitles. I just understand it in Spanish.
You don't need no subtitles.
I don't need no
You
Spanish
need no
subtitles.
subtitles. I don't need those subtitles. You're just mad because they were killing all the Mexicans in those movies.
Yeah, man. Freaking cousins.
Your peoples. Last question. Last question. You're in the mood for an adult beverage. You can have any adult beverage you want. What would it be?
Wow.
Doesn't have to be beer.
You know, other than beer, it's basic, but I'm a rum and Coke guy at the end of the day. If I'm not having beer, that's usually what I'm drinking. So,
All right. So you're like a basic white girl.
yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, that's the reason. That's the reason. That's the reason I came on this channel. I need a little culture, so I'm
There
working.
you go.
Listen, you're a Michigan. You have Bell's Two Hearted. You have Bell's Brewery in Michigan.
Two Hearted.
Oh,
You
okay.
haven't had that?
No.
No, you got to try some Two Hearted Ale. They make some Two Hearted Bell's Lager.
You clearly didn't watch our review on that, then, huh?
Well, it hasn't come out.
We
What
didn't,
movie?
we didn't put it up yet, buddy.
Oh,
It's not out yet, bro. No.
My bad. We did so many in one day. Are you sure we didn't put that out yet?
No, we
I know he was gonna say something like that.
I could feel that one coming. He was ready-
It was there.
in there, and I'm like, oh, here it
Stay
comes.
tuned. Stay tuned for our Bell's Two Hearted beer review. That's coming out soon, everybody. That's a sneak peek.
That's, I like how you segue right into the next video coming out. Nice move.
That's right. Sneak peek. I thought
Like-
that came out already. My bad. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. Well, listen, man. This has been awesome. This is like 2.5 hours plus. You're right up there with with some of the longest live streams we've had, which is pretty cool, man. It's flowed nice tonight. I appreciate you coming on. I think we all appreciate you had us on the Fireside chat, and we had a good time doing that.
Yeah.
We've been wanting to get you on, so appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate that. Hey, this Sunday, Toby Northern, who's been here all night, is going to be Jack's guest, I believe. So this
Cool.
Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. So stop.
That guy?
What's that?
Nice.
That guy? Oh, I'm gonna have to watch it now.
Oh, you know what? And you know what? I was supposed to do this earlier, and now I feel bad that I didn't do it earlier in the night. I was supposed to plug this, but Toby is involved in this, so I'll just, since you segued to that.
Yep.
For those of you still here, if you're not following the Badgers, what are they? The Badgers, like, oh man, I forget their name now. They're the Badgers on Facebook. They're putting together the world's longest poker run. So their plan is to leave Florida, where they live, on July 30th and ride 7 or 8 days into Sturgis and arrive in Sturgis on like this, I believe the 6th. So what it is, it's going to be a Guinness Book of World Records longest poker ride ever. And they're organizing that now. We have the route planned. A bunch of us were involved in that. The three of us will not be able to be on that ride just because of the time off that it requires. But we did, we are helping them and promoting it. And myself and Blacktop Devil kind of created the route that they're taking. So if you're interested in doing a ride, it's pretty much going to be a 2-week trip. By the time you get to Florida, if you're not already in Florida, do the ride, which is 7 or 8 days, which is going to end in Sturgis. They're going to have a big thing there in Sturgis, for breaking the world record. And then from there, you're going to have to get home. So you're looking at close to 2 weeks. But if it's something you're interested in, you have the time to do, go to supportbikers.com. And from there, you'll be able to see all the information for registration, which is going to start, I believe, in March. You'll be able to see the price that's going to cost and everything that entails, and it's going to be an amazing thing. They are going to be raising the money from that after expenses. Everything whatever is left after the expenses is going to go to a charity, which is still yet to be decided. Which we just had a a little bit of a Zoom meeting, this past week talking about the charity. So there's going to be a charity that money is going to be going to, and then you'll be able to, have your name as far as, a Guinness Book of World Records for those people that have, that did the world record poker ride in Texas with Adam Sandoval. Similar thing where it's another world record that you'll be able to add to your resume if you already did that one. So check that out if it's something you're interested in. You can, and like I said, you have Toby Northern on yours, so it might be something that he talks about. But if you're interested, check out supportbikers.com. You can get with any of us from Baggers and Brews. Blacktop Devil's involved. Toby Northern's involved. Bell's Ride is going to be on it, and she's helping out with it. The Badgers are the ones running it. So there's a lot of different people involved. John Maxwell is actually involved. His business is going to be one of the stops. The first stop, actually. So he's involved. So there's a lot of people involved in this and making this happen. If you are interested in doing this, there's a lot of different people you can reach out to for information, but I would suggest going to supportbikers.com and getting your info there and planning this trip, because it's going to be kind of an epic once in a lifetime kind of trip. So
hey, we'll start plugging in.
There's my plug for that. Yes. And I meant to do that earlier in the night, and I totally, it slipped my mind. So
yeah. Hey guys, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you having us on. We had a great time. This has been a lot of fun getting to know you. For those of you in the side chat, if you haven't already and you're not, go over to BoD52, subscribe, watch his stuff. It's good stuff, and he's good people. So thanks again for coming on. Guys, Austin, George, you got any last words?
No, thanks for hanging out. And as Bert said, even if you're not going on a poker run, go over to supportbikers.com. Lots of awesome YouTubers over there. If you have a channel registered on supportbikers.com, get on the map. There's lots of biker-supported businesses. It's a great website. So check it out. And like Bert said, if you haven't gone over to hit up Bodine yet, hit up Bodine. He's got quite the crew, and they have an awesome live chat every Sunday night with the Fireside chat. So.
Definitely.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Hey, I appreciate it.
All right. Hey, everybody in the side chat, man, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us all night. It's been like 2 hours and 40 minutes of fun, and you guys, most of you have stuck it out with us, so we really appreciate you guys. And we will be looking to do another one here really soon, if not next week, soon. So stay tuned on Instagram and on our YouTube for the next one, and we will see you then. Good night, everybody.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
See ya.